clicked on the wrong thing. Everyone, ignore that I clicked on the tier list thing for a second. That didn't happen.
Hey, Homer. It's Super Mario Sunshine 2. Just buy it. Buy it, Homer. Just buy it.
No, I gotta pay for the dental plan.
Homer, you don't gotta pay for the dental plan.
We're not playing
If you have
Sonic
Super
Heroes,
Mario Sunshine. Super Mario Sunshine 2, Homer. You gotta buy it, Homer. You gotta buy it. Buy it for the bar. Buy it for your boys. Buy it for the lads. Look, Shulk is in here.
Now, before we get started tonight, before we introduce ourselves and all that, I have an important announcement to make. Host Slizlak is now non-binary.
Yeah, I've been questioning things for a while now. What am my place in this world? And I think I've finally come to a conclusion. Homer, I'd like for you to refer to me using they/them pronouns from here on out.
This is beautiful. I'm quiet. Let me check real quick. As I do that, hi, I'm Ryan Rippity. Who else is here?
It's me, Mo Sislax. Haha.
And
Now,
I
am
Dr. Alois Everhart Elizabeth Otto Wolfgang Hypatia Gunther Gallon Gary Cooper von Rudenstein, and I am taking over the podcast.
Is that the bitch from Futurama?
No, it's from Phineas and Ferb.
They're the same character.
Doofenshmirtz, it's the same character.
They're the same, like,
Same voice, like same role.
Oh, how's your innator doing?
Hi,
Hi, who's our guest?
I'm Hannah. I'm a bunny. I am I'm a Hanna-Barbera expert, and so that's why I'm on this episode.
Is it because your name's Hannah, or is it the other way around?
My mom's name is Barbara.
Oh
Really?
my god!
You'd be the perfect protagonist for a movie where all your favorite Hanna-Barbera characters come to the real world.
I can't wait to drive them around while they sit in the passenger seat and then they run around my apartment making a mess.
I can picture, like, Yogi Bear, like, not Yogi, I mean Boo Boo Bear little, like, booster seat so perfectly, like, right now.
I'm picturing, like, a bunch of, like, CGI, realistic fur, CGI Hanna-Barbera characters, beautifully stylized CGI future of animation characters, just all, like, in this car. Like the Disney Muppets movie, like, where they're all in the car. I could just picture that perfectly, but with a bunch of Hanna-Barbera characters, and, like, a road trip movie, with, like, a human driving them.
Yeah.
You gotta look at it like Boo.
I don't want a bunch of little people running around me.
And then Yogi looks down at his pregnant stomach and goes,
You know, I feel like you're gonna look at Boo Boo and like, who left this child here? And then Boo was like, child, I'm 30 years old.
He does the flapjack face.
Yeah.
alright,
Yeah.
So before we get into Hanna-Barbera hit show...
Yeah, sorry for a little out of whack, everyone.
Yeah, real quick also, the reason we were late is Streamlab was being weird about connecting today, and to be frank, it's still being weird right now, because I can see on screen, it's very laggy, but I can still like a screen performance. I think our voices are still fine. I'll fix that next time I do anything, hopefully. I don't know why every time I stream there's a problem now, but life hates me, apparently. But before we talk about Jellystone, I think we need to talk about... there's, like, not a lot of news this week. Like, nothing happened. I've turned myself up to, like, literally the maximum I can multiple times now.
Turn us down.
You can't silence me.
I'm looking at Streamlabs right now, and my voice is literally peaking.
Maybe it's... Maybe it's the way you're dressed. I don't know, I'm sorry.
My voice is going into the Reddit so loud, I assure you, I don't know why that would be happening.
What if
Ryan
it's just
sounds good to
deafening right
me,
now?
but
Yeah, she sounds great.
You had the Twitch volume turned down.
oh my god!
I was ready to have a heart attack because I've had such a thing with OBS. I was ready for just everything. I was ready to accept that something was wrong.
Let's be real. The stream almost just ended right now.
Yeah.
Ryan
I
almost
like
turned
the-
the stream off and screamed and ended the call.
That's not even
I
a
like-
joke.
I like the implication that like Wordle how this things despite low like how low volume it was.
You're the loud
Right.
house.
Where's the loud house? Where's the
Alright.
loud house?
Let's talk about before Jellystone. There's only like two things we should really need to talk about before we talk about Jellystone. And first of all, who is hyped for Foreman Spike's big appearance in the Super Mario Brothers movie?
No
Gotta
one.
say. What do you mean, no one? Don't say that.
I'm excited. Shut up, Hootie.
Hootie? Is Hootie
Yeah,
here?
Hootie. Yeah, Hootie's here. Like, yeah, like say hi, Hootie. Hi, everybody. It's me, Hootie.
It's
I'm
Hootie
back
from
my execution.
Foreman?
Owlphibia?
Yeah, no. Owl House.
Was
Owl
it-
House. You almost got me there, Steve. You almost got me there, Steve.
Wait,
But
wait.
Not today.
Hannah, what was that?
If Foreman Spike's gonna be in the movie, then that means they could have another. That means we could have oh, I remembered his name and I completely forgot it. The bug.
Stanley?
Stanley!
Stanley.
Stanley.
Oh man, post your face when Stanley the Bugman shows up, and I like the idea of like a big crowd of people in a theater, and then Stanley shows up and just one guy goes, "Woo!"
No, it'd be it'd be like the big trailer moment at the very end, like after it goes to like black and it shows all the actors and on the like the white void. It shows all the actor names go. Vroom, 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 vroom. You see like the 15 like celebrities, and then it shows like, and then he like bursts through a door. You see him. He's like, I'm not witty today. What does he say? He says, miss me, and then it
And
shows
then
the date.
all the 4-year-olds watching the trailer go, "Oh!"
No, I'm thinking maybe he's the secret surprise villain that gets like introduced in the third act.
Oh, he's kind of like a King Candy type. Like he's like, "You took
Yeah.
everything from me, Mario."
My livelihood, my fame, my fortune, you're going down, plumber.
I
Game
was
over.
I was the new one. I was the one who fought Donkey Kong after you turned evil.
It's like a Scrappy Doo kind of thing.
Yeah, he's the-
He's gonna be inside Foreman Spike, who isn't actually a person.
Yeah.
Spike
I wanna-
power.
Just for me, I wanted to add Maple from like Mario Golf.
I mean, if they're gonna add weird, obscure human characters,
You gotta be Maple.
Go for it. She could be like when Mario and Luigi are in New York at the start of the movie, and they go to the pizza place. She can be there.
Yeah, or it's gonna be like a monkey paw, because like then you're gonna have her like be like, I don't know, some sort of latex suit or something. I don't know.
What?
What?
Why would
Not latex.
Why
Not
would-
latex. What was it? Those motorcycle suit. I don't know. Whatever like Black
Leather?
Widow wears.
Why would she be in a
Yeah.
leather jacket? Why would she be in a leather suit in the Super Mario Brothers movie?
I don't know. I think that she's gonna be like, I don't know, some sort of like Black Widow like character.
isn't
What?
this
In the movie.
Illumination?
Yeah.
Maybe it was DreamWorks.
They
What?
would never do that. This is Illumination makes movies for like toddlers. They couldn't have a latex suit character.
Not
Well.
latex, but like not leather. Whatever the hell Scarlett Johansson character wears.
Why do you think?
Yeah,
Why
like
would-
suit.
Why do you think they would make Maple into Scarlett Johansson?
Monkey's paw.
Just out of principle of the monkey's paw, that has to be the case because you want one thing but you don't want the other.
So
it's
I
like
personally think it's hysterical. We know two things about this movie. It's that Mario is in it, and that Foreman Spike is in it. And that's it.
yeah, yeah. Luigi's implied to be in it because it's Super Mario Brothers, but we could have like
Luigi
Mario and, like,
lied.
Mario and like
Stanley.
not Donnie.
Donnie.
Um,
Tell me more about Donnie.
Donnie.
Yeah, tell me more about Donnie.
Hey, I'm Donnie. Hey, I'm the surrogate character for the audience.
It's gonna be like Mario Forces. Bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, like you
Like,
before you enter the theater, you hand out paper and you make your OC and then you give it to like the real man, and then sometimes your OC will be in the movie.
Never mind. They could do that.
I was like you're talking about Donnie from Adventure Time.
I would never talk about Donnie.
Are they gonna call like your surrogate character Rookie, and that's gonna like make people mad for some reason?
Mario be like, "Hey, rookie."
And there's like there's gonna be someone on Twitter like complaining about it. It's like, oh, I hate that he calls it murky. This isn't Mario.
I'm imagining like a Mario yourself, like .com to promote the movie, and you post it on Facebook. There's like a Facebook button. You can post your Mario Persona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see anything from this movie. Like I'm like up late at night sweating. I just want to see a single image from this Illumination Mario movie.
And then like they haven't delayed it. They still keep saying like, "Oh, it's coming next year," and like but they won't show anything about it.
They've stringed me along for so long.
It's probably going to be like completely acceptable, mediocre, but just the potential of what it could be is so scary.
That's the thing. I know it's just gonna be like whatever, like Illumination, but I just want to see it. I just want to know what it looks like.
What if like the movie comes out and then they have like a sequel, but it's like the same quality as like Space Chimps 2, and like Lucina's voice actress is like there.
What?
Laura Bailey?
Like, you know how like Space Chimps 2 had like a sequel that was supposed to be some sort of weird show pilot?
Oh,
Oh, I thought you said Space Jam.
Space
No.
Chips too. Sorry, yeah, Space Jam was fresh on my mind as well. No, yeah, it's been so long because I can't reuse models because the aesthetic is too different. Oh, don't be nice to Illumination. They're a great company. They make some of the greatest family films
Like what?
of our generation. They made Secret Life of Pets. That's a
Is that
funny,
like-
relatable family feature.
They made Hop.
I need both of you to name at least 3 things that happened in those movies.
What?
Which one?
In the Secret Life of Pets?
Yeah, and Hop.
Okay, Secret Life of Pets. So you have no, I know what I'm gonna say. Okay, so he lives in New
And
York
that's all
in
we
this
need.
apartment. No! He lives in the apartment in New York and he loves his life. Then the new dog comes in.
Uh-huh.
Buzz Lightyear dog comes in.
Yeah, Toy
He's
Story.
like big. Okay, so I'm gonna say that's one thing. 2, they go inside a sausage factory and there's like a trippy sequence where they're in the sausage factory. 3, there's an advertisement for Sing on the back of a bus. There you go.
Alright, now Hannah, I'm passing the floor on to you. Name 3 things about Hop.
He plays the drums. He rides in a car.
Does he? I need proof. I need an image
He
of him
was-
in a car.
Okay. Also, he was in the game Doodle Jump.
Does that count as a fact about the movie?
I think I'll count it. I'll allow it. Alright, now Rosa, I'm passing the floor to you. Name 3 things about the upcoming
Space Chips 2.
Yeah, name 3 things about Space Chips too.
There was a Wiimote.
There was?
There was.
Yeah. One of the chimps goes to space and dates the Lucina baby.
One of them does do see the Ludicina Phoenix baby, yes.
One.
And then like the alien guy comes back and turns small.
Okay.
Alright, you did it.
I gave you your car proof.
Hey, look,
Thank you
look.
for coming to the show, everyone.
Oh, there he is.
Like we
He's
said, there was not a lot of news this week. So, we'll...
End this show right here. I believe that's all, folks.
He has not voiced Lucina in 4 years. He will now.
I could talk about the Mario movie though. It's interesting news.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, it's so funny that like this is like probably the most substantial information we've got about it, other than the fact that it's a movie about Mario. And it was like it wasn't even like in a press release or anything. It was just the actor on a podcast who like, yeah, I'm doing a freaking movie. I voiced a guy named Spike. It's like, whoa! It was like earth shattering.
Some guy, I don't even know who the celebrity is. I don't know any celebrity. Some guy who clearly doesn't care that he's in a Mario movie was on a podcast, and he like just said like, I'm voicing Spike in the Mario movie later today, and that's how we figured this out.
Right, and he specifically said he's their boss. So a lot of people ruled out that it's the Mario enemy named Spike, or the guy from the live-action movie named Spike.
I think
Is it gonna be like an origin story?
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
something
go
to
for
think of.
I was just thinking that like I think Spike, the little guy, could be their boss. I think he throws balls from his mouth at them if they slack off.
That'd be fun. I'm imagining a funny little CGI Spike character moving around snappily. He's like, oh, and he's like wearing a tie. He's like, you brothers, your butts are on the line right now. And then he pukes up a ball because he's so angry.
I'm just thinking of him like doing that in the same way as in Shark Tale, the pufferfish boss.
Puff Daddy.
He's gonna look at the screen like a Oblivion character.
And zoom in.
I can't wait for the
gonna
part of the
remember.
movie where Mario gets on Bowser's table and goes, "Da-da-da-da,
Oh, what is the plot of this Shark Tale Mario movie?
Bowser Jr. doesn't want to be a Koopa killing capturing princess anymore, so he fakes his death and becomes a toad.
Is it voiced by Jack Black?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
I will say, Four-Man Spike is in this movie, and he is their boss. That probably implies that this movie's gonna, have the original origin story from the cartoons, where they're from New York.
Right. I think that could be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're gonna make a movie, it seems like a easy way to like get people to connect with them. They're from our world.
Yeah.
They're working class. They're blue collar.
It's
They eat
humble
the chopped cheese.
It's interesting though because they don't mention that like backstory for them at all anymore. I feel like they've kind of for years now been dedicated to the idea. Oh, Mario's just from the Mushroom Key. He's always been here. But like, it's interesting they might kind of bring that back maybe.
Right. Yeah. Maybe they're just giving a little freedom. to the
Personally,
people
I
who
think it
like
would be more interesting if they were just already established in the Mushroom Kingdom and like there's already the status quo there. Like I'd rather see some big change that they have to adjust to rather than how they get to be the Mario Bros in the first place.
Right. I could see that.
Origin
Yeah.
stories were just overdone at some point.
Witness the
like-
epic origin story.
Looks like our new movie's an origin story. There is New Donk City, which is simultaneously the New York backstory and like Mushroom Kingdom world.
I feel like New Donk was made to like explain all of that. Like, oh, he was just from New Donk.
Right.
It was a new Dunker eating the chopped cheese.
Yeah, I wonder. I feel like that could maybe happen if there's some like if Nintendo really doesn't want to do the cartoon backstory. They wanted this to be consistent with their normal lore.
I guess it's interesting though, because the Sonic movie just went similar, where like it got like old Sonic lore from like a very old, not used at all anymore Sonic lore book, where like he was raised by an owl or something.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, dude. I mean, the fact that like Spike is in this movie, it feels like there could be a lot of just like, mining of like older material, maybe more obscure stuff to like build out the world. I think that could honestly be, I don't know, pretty interesting. I mean, it sounds. I would not have expected like a Wrecking Crew character to be anywhere near the Mario movie.
I think
So
Illumination should be fooled. Like, not have Wario and Waluigi as like the recurring gag characters, and they have a musical number also.
God, yes. I wonder what kind of theming would he have to their like song, like motifs.
They'd sing that song from Tangled, where they're like, "I have a dream." They'd sing that one.
Yeah. Deep dream.
It's where all like the Mario villains cameo, like Warts in the bar, where they sing the song, and Calculator has a verse, and then Tango's like, "Oh, nobody remembers me."
yeah, I think people are gonna love this movie. I'm gonna say that right now.
Think so?
Yes, I think this will be a huge event.
Clip this.
Yeah, clip it. I don't care. Do it. Yeah, come back to me, and try to like prove me wrong when this movie is like a box office smash.
I mean, obviously, will be, but like, it's like whatever something's like controversial now, like like Pokemon games or whatever. Like, well, look how many copies it sold. It's like, okay, well, I guess any criticism towards Minions doesn't count because it sold a bunch of copies.
Yeah, no criticism towards Minions counts because that movie is super hilarious and has great characters.
And see, name the 3 main Minions from Minions.
I'm gonna guess Kevin Stewart and Kyle. Is that it?
Nope, one of them's Bob.
Shoot.
Oh,
What the hell?
Big
Who
fan.
cares what their names are? They don't even talk.
Wait,
I
what
thought
about
you-
Nell?
Nel's from 3. I was talking about Minions. I know this.
Was it Kevin, Bob, and Kyle?
No, it's Kevin, Bob,
Kevin,
and
Bob, and Stuart? Okay, I got some of the names. I just got a few of them mixed
How
up.
did you forget King Bob?
King Bob.
I remember that.
In Mario?
It's like the extendo legs. No, in the Minions. That was like a funny scene.
Hey,
Where
let's all.
Bob, he
Hey,
drops the mic.
hey, Rosa, Hannah, you all can speak Minion, right? Let's all continue this podcast without Seep because they clearly
No.
can't speak Minion.
No.
Banana.
The thing is that I spent a summer in Madagascar during when the Minions movie, like, not when it came out, when it
You've
was
told
really
the
big.
story, yeah.
Have I told it on the stream?
Not stream though, but I know the story.
But-
It's funny.
Yeah, but anyways, like, I was living in Madagascar for like a summer after I graduated high school, and I didn't have any internet access and didn't know anything that was happening in America. And when I
Wait, were you in?
Uh,
You were on the island or like the movies?
the island,
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
where the movie takes place.
why do you? What would me be living in Madagascar mean for the movie?
I don't know. We're all like
Did you-
cartoon
did you meet
characters.
Mort? Did you
Yeah,
meet
you could have been in the Madagascar universe. And then you met
Mort
Alex.
Okay, well, anyways, I came back, and my dad, the first 2 pieces of news he told me while I was away was that 1, Iwata had died, and 2, Minions had taken over the world. That was the most whiplashy thing, because, like, all of a sudden Minions were everywhere, and I didn't know what happened.
I'm like,
What?
I'm like imagining like the Hannah movie where you like step out of the subway into New York and you like there's like a rotating shot of you looking around. There's just Minions everywhere.
Yeah, just like I was just thinking it's the same. Just like everyone is just minion. That's what it sounds like. Like everyone is just minions now, and they're speaking their minion language. You're like, what happened? You find out it's actually been like 30 years when you're on that island.
And like I'm like there too, but like I got like a little mad, and I'm like wearing fake Minions outfits to survive, and I'm like trying to look for chopped cheese from each bodegas.
No, that's what you would be wearing the minion suit incognito,
Yeah.
and you're like, Psst, Anna, and you're like, or you put like a bag over her head, and then she wakes up, and you're in like your underground like resistance, your minion resistance.
It's like, God, this is like the plot to like Minions Forces.
Like the animation.
Wait, when you're going to call me rookie, and everyone's gonna bash you on Twitter.
Yeah,
Oh, and there'd be like posters like Toy Story over the wall. Like, we need to bring back the good animated movies, and then you like, we have a secret weapon, and it's like since it's like the early 2010s, like you unveil the poster, it's inside out, and it's like this movie's gonna change cinema, and then the post credit scenes, everyone in the theater like, that's alright.
I would never say that about Inside Out.
I know,
I would never. I wouldn't. I
it
would never
sounds
say
like a Doug Walker bit.
Yeah, that sounds like I was gonna say that. It's like a Channel Awesome review ending.
Don't you ever say that to me again.
Deborah, Doug, and Malcolm are all in the theaters. Really lost.
Bruce doesn't exist.
All right, Tamara, you got the popcorn.
He's just a movie character.
Doug Walker?
I think we're really, I would like someone to like not watch the first few minutes of like this conversation to figure out what led to this point.
It had to be the Dr. Aloise bit.
Anyway, the only other kind of small piece of news before we talk about Jellystone is they found the voice actor. They found they revealed
What?
the voice actor for Knuckles in the Sonic movie.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they found him.
Make me feel like an idiot for saying found.
They,
Like,
they excavated him.
Yeah,
We found them in the ruins.
the Knuckles ruins.
I
Yeah.
I don't have much to say other than it's cool that a black guy's voicing Knuckles. I know that's been a thing for a long time. Is kind of a heavily black coded character, and they haven't had a black man ever voice them, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean he's a
Who's
Just-
Knuckles?
I didn't realize I never said it. It's Idris Elba.
No, I mean, who's Knuckles?
he's like a cartoon character. He's like
Oh. Thanks.
From Sonic.
it's not that big a
You
deal.
might.
He lives on an island called Angel Island.
Best friends with Sonic the Hedgehog and Tails miles per hour.
Yeah, sure, friends.
hands.
Yeah, I saw them kissing.
Sonic.
Here's
Yeah.
Idris Elba's got a cool voice, and I think he's gonna be voicing a cool character.
Yeah. Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles are a thing. Yeah, that's why they have a game called Sonic and Knuckles.
Because it's their thing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, it makes me wonder, like... Well, it kind of makes me think that... Feels like lately, Knuckles has kind of been more of like a comedic character. Like over time, it's kind of been the thing with him. But like Idris Elba, he's like a big actor. He's like bigger than Ben Schwartz, who's voicing Sonic. Like he's like a yeah. So it makes me think like, Knuckles. His character is probably going to be a big deal in this.
Yes, Knuckles does seem like a character that should be taken more seriously. That's weird that he's been used so comedically.
Yeah, I guess just because like over time he's just kind of become like a third sort of mascot, and like nothing about his like origin is really that important to him.
Because like the lack of like need for like Master Emerald plot to sort of like changed over time. In the comics he's a lot more serious.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily that he needs to be serious, but just that it seems like he's such a natural foil to Sonic that he sort of needs to be treated like a genuine character with a degree of depth and like contrast, and then like Sonic Boom, where he's just like Sonic Boom.
Yeah, that one it's like it's completely its own totally its own thing. So like, alright. I think it's like when in the main game, just sort of like there was like missing a balance. And I think most of it is just like Knuckles. Like it's usually just Sonic and Tails on the adventure.
Right, and also like the game is sort of like they've really reeled back on like characters.
I've never completed a Sonic game, so I don't know.
Yeah, because like after like 06, there was a big like, because that game had like 1 million characters in it. People were like, we hate characters.
How can they hate characters?
Don't worry, Sonic and Tails.
I think the problem with Sonic 06 wasn't the fact there was too many characters, it's that there was so many characters, none of them were Vector the Crocodile.
That's true. He's not in that game at all. He should have been in that dark video game.
No chaotics.
Could have been like,
guys, don't worry. With my ooey gooey bubblegum, I can block the interest trigger from attacking.
Yeah. Okay.
Shut everything down.
I mean, like, how do you follow that up?
Don't worry, Princess Elise. Grab onto my big bubblegum bubble I blew, and we can fly away. Not so fast, Egghead.
Yeah, he like saves Princess Elise from being kidnapped, so they don't have to repeat the shot of her being grabbed by the big robot hands and screaming and getting taken away.
I feel like you're like completely replacing Sonic with Vector.
I think we should.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Right.
Of course.
I think if Vector the Crocodile gave a human a kiss, I would be more okay with it. None of the reviews got that. They're like, Vector, he's earned it.
Honestly,
I think we're going down a dark path here.
I think if Vector kissed a big, beautiful human woman in a video game, I think not only would that be like acceptable, I think that would be embraced by like the gaming community as a whole.
Yeah.
I think the problem with this, like in Sonic 06, when Sonic and Elise kissed, I think that was just like it just doesn't feel right. Like Sonic isn't like a guy who gives like Disney princess kisses, sort of thing. Disney like climax, like emotional moment kisses. Really, I think Vector.
But Vector is.
Yeah, Vector's more of a kiss character. He's more of a kisser. I think he's a kisser.
He's a romantic.
Yeah, that's why he's chewing that bubblegum all the time.
It's a new tier list category.
He likes milk.
He does.
We're gonna walk over that. He's a Christian.
My God art in heaven, please send me down more bubblegum bubble to chew during the prayers. Someday I'll find my woman, and she'll be on ChristianMingle.com.
Speaking of Christian characters, let's talk about Jellystone.
Oh boy!
I always feel like whenever we talk about these big shows, I have no idea like fly to the conversation. I guess like the easiest way to start conversation is just baseline, just easy short review, 1 sentence review. What did you think of Jellystone?
I like it.
I think that it's very, very weird in an intended way that's overall good, and I think that in some ways it adapts the characters really well. In other ways, it's just very confused and weird in some of its choices. Overall, I'm positive on it.
Yeah, I guess we should explain ahead of time. I think the three of us who are usually on the show aren't really hardcore Hanna-Barbera heads. Like, we know Scooby, and that's it. I would say for the three of us. But Hannah's much more of a person who like has revisited Hanna-Barbera in recent years, so she's a bit more aware of those like characters.
I grew up with it.
Yeah. When I was growing up, by the time I got to cartoons, it was like Powerpuff Girls and Dexter. So like, I know kind of like what is quote unquote the later Hanna-Barbera stuff. It's like technically Hanna-Barbera, like only technically. But I only know like I don't know much about like that era of Hanna-Barbera. But I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, me too. I like it. I've been watching it. It's a show that I've been watching. Well, that's pretty good. It's high praise.
It has some of my vibes.
It does.
It's very got your energy.
It does.
I guess the thing about Hanna-Barbera, which I'll go into, but I grew up with it, watching it. I watched it recently. The thing about Hanna-Barbera is that it sucks. I mean, okay, so let me expand on that. These were the like very first shows that were actually being made for TV. They were incredibly low budget, incredibly cutting corners, and like kind of reusing a lot of stuff. And like they're very impressive for how they managed to like make things doable then. But at the same time, if you look back at them, it's just often very simplistic characters, awful animation. And I think that that's not something you can entirely disconnect from Hanna-Barbera. So I feel like when referencing it, to some degree, you need to have like a kind of endearing, loving, tongue-in-cheek, making fun of just sort of the absurdities of it in its time.
Because that is what like Harvey Birdman kind of leaned into.
Yeah, I mean, Harvey Birdman's like more mocking, but like I don't think it has to be mocking or necessarily hateful towards old stuff. But at the same time, I think that to some degree there's a lot of just erasing a lot of the old stuff that was just like weird, or not weird, but just like low quality. And I don't think that I feel like that just basically they might as well be OCs at that point.
I imagine part of it is, when you're adapting, because this is very much aimed at kids at the end of the day. I imagine part of it is, would kids like be able to grasp that kind of like, would kids like have any prior knowledge of like? I imagine when they were making this, like they had to like have the audience they were making the show for in mind. So like, by stuff like Harvey Birdman like is made with the idea that we know
adults.
Yeah, that we're adults and we know these characters ahead of time. This is being made more for like kids who probably...
that's the thing. It's like a new intro to the characters, and I don't think it's entitled. I don't think that like we're entitled to it, trying to be super original to it. But they're still just. I think a lot of them are really good adaptations. Like Top Cat is one of the best characters. I really like how he's this fast-talking snake oil salesman, and like, I feel like Yo-Yogi's just too different.
It's similar to Yo-Yogi in that it has Hanna-Barbera characters and Yogi's the forefront, but I'd say it ends there, like similarities.
I think Yo-Yogi was just trying to capitalize off like a trend in like style of an era.
Yeah. Then I think like because some people are really mad about characters being changed to female, because the original Hanna-Barbera there were like no female characters other than like occasional love interests, and I think that's a good choice for a lot of the characters. I mean, like, Augie Doggy is a girl in this, and yeah, that works really well because, like, Augie Doggy's identity was always just sort of being a precocious kid for Doggy Daddy, and the gender doesn't really change that, so it makes sense.
I like the fact that, like, she ends up becoming, like, mainly a main character for most of the show, because, like, she has more appearances than Yogi.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you like stacked up number count, I think Augie has the most episodes to herself in this season. She's usually because she has the advantage that she's part of like two kind of groups. She's like an Augie Daddy episodes, Daddy Doggy episodes, and then she's also like in the kid group episodes. So she kind of gets to be in a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, there's some which I just don't like at all. Like specifically Jabberjaw, who doesn't hold a single trait the same as the original Jabberjaw. we're just like, okay, what's the point? This is just a new character then, and it's like, I don't know against new characters necessarily, but given that there's just no identity left, like why even bother making that Jabberjaw, especially because Jabberjaw is not a character you need to include in the show in the first place.
I imagine some of it's like, because Cindy Bear in this show is not remotely the character Cindy Bear used to be.
But and like she still is like a fun character because like she goes feral in an episode.
Yeah, she's very fun.
I imagine part of it is, I have to imagine Hanna-Barbera did demand certain characters have to be, and Jabberjaw ultimately is like, I would say slightly on the higher end of like characters people recognize.
I don't think Jabberjaw would be demanded at all, because Jabberjaw was from a completely different era and had nothing to do with like the Yogi's Club kind of funny animals.
Now it's worth noting, Jabberjaw was in Space Jam 2 and was gonna be in Scoob.
Yeah, I would argue that Jabberjaw is at least something someone, like, a lot of people can recognize.
Yeah,
he's recognizable. He's just has nothing to do with Yogi's kind of general clique.
I just
So it's
think
like you could include him, but I don't think he was at all needed. Like he's like Speed Buggy or Dynamite.
Hold on!
I think it's the fact that like since like you're not gonna use a Scooby-Doo character, at least maybe he's like, I think Jabberjaw is like the character you would look to like the Scooby-Doo clone. It's like, who is like the biggest notoriety in like the Scooby-Doo clones? And I guess like
Captain
Jabberjaw.
Caveman.
Boonga boonga.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing is that she doesn't sound like Curly at all.
Does not sound like Curly in this, though.
I actually watched this. They did like a Comic-Con panel about this, and I think they had Jabberjaw's actress on there, and she said like she didn't even like really know like who he was. Like I think she like just like recognized him on like a superficial level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so stuff like that where it's like, I think they can change stuff, but it just feels weird to completely replace something like, or like I mean, like Baba Louie is like, I mean, it's just a cute updated thing, which is different, but it's weird that there's absolutely no relation to Quick Draw McGraw. Or it's just like, huh,
Hold
not
on.
a problem, but it's just, huh.
I'm that could be something, because like there's only 10 episodes in this first season. There could be like an episode pairing them together later.
Yeah, just like stuff like Quick Draw McGraw is Quick Draw McGraw has suffered ego death. He's become exclusively his alter ego.
Yeah.
El Kabong. He's the original Quick Draw McGraw is dead or trapped in some kind of prison in his brain.
That's like, it's Jellystone. That's most likely to happen.
That actually sounds like a plot. It's the thing.
That would be funny episode to do.
But then,
Yeah.
like, another one is like Magilla Gorilla is for some reason like he's like a fancy capitalist boss, which is weird. But I thought that at first when I saw him with glass, I thought, oh, they're gonna make him be Magilla Gorilla. Oh, you're a real ape for me. But then have him be like intellectual, but they didn't do that. So then they had like he got bonked on the head. I thought, oh, they're gonna have him change to original Magilla, which would have been really funny. But they didn't do that. Then they went into its mind. I thought there was gonna be some kind of thing where the true Magilla is very deep inside. But they didn't do that. It's just like, okay, well, then it's just a guy.
They did reference it in his mind. Like there was like a shot, I think, that had Mr. Peebles.
I mean, it had his
think the most-
backstory, but not the character.
I guess you could just.
Honestly, I imagine when you're making an ensemble show like this, you need certain types of characters, like, because admittedly at the end of the day, a lot of the Hanna-Barbera characters like are very similar. They're all goofy, like type guys, and I imagine the reason some characters like Magilla got changed a lot. I imagine like, okay, this character, there's not much to him, but like he's recognizable, and yeah, that's up to this debate if like that's like a great thing to do. But like it's like he's recognizable, but like he isn't serving a role we truly need in the show right now. So we can keep the design but make a new character, because we have to, because it is ultimately the Hanna-Barbera show they were commissioned to make. So they have to like have Hanna-Barbera characters. So I imagine it's a lot. There's probably a lot of like production.
Yeah, I get that. I guess it's just that it should feel like there's still some degree of link. Like, if they did it sort of like inside his mind, they talked to the original one, now like, oh, Mr. Peebles threw me out, I had to change, prove I could be an intellectual. Like, that would be something funny that ties back while also being like this new character that could be fine in every other episode without that and would work well. Like, the banana splits. Very, very well done. Incredible.
I love the joke. It's like we used to be cool. And then it like
Cool.
shows they're just like their costumes.
Yeah, but also if you listen, you hear dun dun bum 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 bum.
There's actually a lot of like really funny audio like kind of jokes in the show. It's like the Captain Caveman like episode with his son where he's like chasing his son. There's like a chase song and it's going like ooga booga ooga booga ooga booga.
So the Banana Splits were originally a variety show that were like live action and costumes, and they just have segments where like they go and like mess around in a weird playhouse and always get hurt, and then they'd like the opening and closing going tra la 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 la, and like they'd go and be riding on rides and playing with kids, and there's like the banana buggies, which are these weird little cars they drive in. But so it's like they didn't have much character in the first place, and also they're not this weird like mob in Jellystone. But when you contextualize it, that the Banana Splits were very, very popular. They were like seemed like they were going to be the biggest Hanna-Barbera thing, but they just sort of died off. So them being like this sort of like surly, washed up old mob, where like, oh, we used to be cool, we used to be so cool, but now they're just like this pathetic gang. That's so good.
That is so funny that like the Banana Splits used to be really popular because those characters would die instantly. Like,
yeah. Yeah, also, and like again, I guess it's like part of the trend, like making the Banana Splits like evil and fucked up since like the animatronic killer movie.
There's a real desire now to make the Banana Splits fucked up and evil.
I know.
There must have been some like embargo thing where Hanna-Barbera was just like Warner. They were just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like we gotta drop this. Nothing's gonna happen.
Here's
with
the
this.
thing.
There's no integrity preserved.
There was a comic where the Banana Splits got arrested and sent to jail, and then they joined the Suicide Squad. I posted some pictures for you.
Oh yeah, they were like doing like DC crossover stuff.
Yeah, so the Bananas, and so they have guns and like Fleagle's a real dog human thing.
I'm looking at this. I need to put this on screen. This is terrifying.
It's just like someone's indie comic.
Oh yeah, and that Snagglepuss. I forgot all about that.
Oh, yes, then Snagglepuss I can post. He was a Snagglepuss. It takes place in the 50s. He's a gay playwright who is being questioned by McCarthyism for like that he might be a communist.
Oh god.
I'm glad we could stop pretending Snagglepuss wasn't gay. I'm glad they could just.
Well,
he's always like.
What's really funny is that inside the original Snagglepuss, they had like some love interest to try and make him seem less gay because people kept calling him gay.
Yeah.
In the like edgy comic, they have like a lavender marriage thing going on where like they publicly date so that people won't suspect that he's gay, but then behind closed door they're just friends.
I think it's
really good.
Speaking of Snagglepuss, I really like Data Sider as him. I think he's a good Snagglepuss.
I pointed out like I think that's one of my favorite like casting choices in this.
I think because C.H. Greenblatt does a few voices. He does Boo Boo. I think he's a pretty good like.
He does Doggy Daddy.
Yeah, he does. C.H. Greenblatt tends to voice a few characters whenever he does like his own shows because he can do voices. I always think that's fun when creators do like voices of their. That's the creator of the show right there.
What do? Pick what do? It's what do?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess my thing is that I think it's fine to basically make the characters completely brand new, but I feel like you should have some kind of link to that that's like funny or clever or something like that, so it still feels like a natural progression and not just like complete 180. So I really like the Banana Splits being done like that.
I've got a very I look at this as a very like I like it's like it has a very I describe it as like a toy box kind of thing where it's just kind of like just dump all these characters out and do kind of whatever with them. Mm-hmm. I guess I don't really have much of a connection with a lot of the characters. Like I don't even know like frickin' Fox. I don't even know their name.
Loopy?
Like, Loopy. Yeah, like I don't know. Like so like from that perspective for me, just kind of like it's just kind of funny. It's got like Tails gets trolled kind of way or like
it doesn't matter too much, but at the same time I feel like well, especially Loopy de Loop. I do like her a lot in this. The original Loopy was actually one of the good Hanna-Barbera characters who actually had some character. His whole thing was like, "Oh, I am Loopy the Wolf. I am kind, considerate, and charming, the good wolf." And then like he'd always talk about how he's like a good doer, and like he'd always be like, "Oh, hello, naughty bad wolves," and just like really condescending. And he'd always get like beat up because of it.
Just like Blister Kong.
So like giving him, it would be fun if the new. I like her being like this sort of jaded worker, but it would be fun if she sort of like casually didn't give a shit or try at the same time saw herself as.
I like how she's constantly like, wanting to burn down the store.
That's not being the good wolf, but I do love her.
Yeah, I guess
What?
like with Hanna-Barbera stuff, I sort of just took it as like, yeah, these characters are just like more malleable, have become like malleable over the years because like
Yeah.
as legacy they are, they're like can't like they're like very open to like creating like different kind of stories or like iteration of these characters.
Warner Bros. Is like very like they don't care what you do with the property as long as it's like still in the public image.
Yeah,
That's what they seem to care about.
because again, we got like the Flintstone comics, and like again, it's like a dark humor kind of comics that's like on the nose about like what the Flintstone is.
I just real quick, one of my favorite jokes of the show, like Captain Caveman gets that bump on his head and he goes like, "You can make them hit each other" or something. I like that joke because it's such like someone on the crew pointed that out, but it looks like he has two noses and like put that in the show right now. It's like that's such like a behind the scenes crew, someone thought that was hysterical like type joke, and I think that those types of jokes are funny.
Yeah.
The
And,
TC gang is incredible. Someone asked about that. They're like probably the best characters.
Yeah,
They're changed somewhat, but not actually all that much. I mean, TC's the same. Then like Benny's like sort of the sweet bumbling sidekick. Choo Choo's sort of like the calmer, nicer second command who's kind of like often questions Top Cat stuff. And then they changed a few things. Like Fancy Fancy's still very flamboyant, which I like. But they changed Spooky was they just completely made that new, but also it's worth because Spooky was like completely redundant in the original, and then the Brain originally was like the dumbest one, but now she seems like it's just snarky.
Hate her off me.
yeah. I feel like
Femi.
I feel like she's someone's wife.
I said this before. This show, I feel like was designed to be in a Discord call with your friends and assign them characters.
It's true. I took Baba Louie.
But
I do
one
really like
character
its setup. Yeah.
Sorry.
I got
Oh,
yeah.
I was just gonna like I just like its setup of like it just has it has like a bunch of characters. Like there's not really a main character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I mean we talked about like Augie Doggy gets a lot of roles.
Augie and Yogi are
Yogi-
kind of like technically I would say the two main characters, but it's like a very big technically.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like it's fun to explore like different I guess corners.
It sort of has that thing Simpson got with like its like supporting characters.
There's not a lot of Western animation shows that are kind of big ensemble casts. Like there's like Japanese anime tend to have stuff like this where it's like just big cast and like
Like
here's
Nichijou.
like Nichijou. Like here's the episode about this group of characters or this group. That's not super common in like Western animation anymore, which I think is kind of
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah, I really liked I think that the chaotic plots felt very chowdery, but also it's a bit more unhinged. But I feel like at some points it makes jokes that are just very too modern, I guess, in the sense of like I really dislike Peter Potamus being like an otaku and having like a body pillow and just
Yeah.
it's just like sometimes things like that just end up starting to like wrap around saying, I'm not big on this.
Not as good as the nerds from Craig of the Creek who have the Toho figure.
Yeah.
It is interesting, like for like compared to like C.H. Greenblatt's other shows. This does have like the most amount of like contemporary like not even just jokes but like lingo too.
Mhm.
I can't think of any specific examples, but it feels more like because like Harvey Beaks and like Chowder very much felt like they're kind of in their own worlds.
Yeah. Chowder is
And-
very much in its own like dimension.
Yeah.
Right. But this has a little more reverence for like I don't know, It's not like, you know.
It has more connection to the real world.
Yeah. It's not like
VR
crazy
headset
with
and
it.
stuff.
But yeah.
Well, the weirdest thing of all in the show is Ruff and Reddy being robots.
Like, hey,
I
don't
it's
know what's
not a
going on there.
problem, but it's not a problem at all. I don't care, but they're just a cat and a dog. They're the original. They're the very first Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
I actually heard a kind of interesting theory about that. Is the reason they're robots is because the animation on the original show was like so bad that they're basically robots. Like the joke people think they might be going for.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The Great
It's like,
someone said the Great Gazoo is like the best used character of all.
The Great Gazoo from is he the Flintstones bitch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty funny episode. They put the VR headset on, he's there.
he's like, hey, I'm your dad. Keep playing video games.
What would you do if the Great Gazoo came to your house and said he was your dad?
What did he do in the show in Flintstones? What was he?
Well,
why was
okay, so the thing about him is he was added in the last season and was
Yeah.
considered like the ultimate jump. He just
that
would have
seems pretty
only
clear.
Fred and Barney could see him, and he could grant any wish at any time.
Oh my
That's
god.
right.
Really fits the very dynamic of the show and what in every single way. And so then like every problem could be theoretically solved, but also they just arbitrarily decide when he was or wasn't helpful. So basically he was kind of the worst and completely doomed of the show.
He's literally
Why
a
did he-
mixture of Scrappy Doo and Whisper.
Why did they do that? That's such a weird thing to do.
I mean, they
in,
were
like
just
caveman
desperate.
sitcom.
It's funny
Yeah,
'cause-
like he's really he was hated really badly because he's so stupid. And
it's funny like how common that kind of stuff used to be in cartoons. Like Fairly Odd Parents was kind of the last like thing to do stuff like that, because like they don't do stuff like that. They never added a character to SpongeBob ever. Like throughout that show's entire run, it's been like the same 6 characters.
Right.
They more than likely just like take a character, had like a gimmick, and turn them into a character, like the Fred guy.
Like even like The Simpsons, for like any like decline in writing qualities, they're like, oh, here's the new main character in the show. It's
Roy.
It's Roy. I forgot they literally made a joke about that. Yeah, it's Roy.
Yeah, I guess they kind of locked themselves out of ever doing that because like they made fun of it, so they can't do it.
That's from the Itchy and Scratchy episode, right? That's a really funny
it's
joke.
Fuji.
He goes away at the end. They all say goodbye.
I really did like some of the obscure references, which like I don't think those were necessary for the show to be good or not, but it's very nice. I feel like it is good that they have some stuff in there for the big Hanna-Barbera fans. Like, so the alien from that one episode, it was in the intro, that is Bleep. Bleep is from Josie and the Pussycats in Outer Space.
Have Josie and the Pussycats themselves even showed up at the show?
I think they're owned.
like
No, they haven't. They're owned by Archie Comics.
Yeah, that's right.
then then that I was thinking about the Captain Caveman.
Yeah, the human girls you see in the background, the Captain Caveman girl.
Yeah, like they do nothing with Captain Caveman.
Let me get a picture of Bleep. So already it was insane to go and have this show where they were just like mystery solvers. So suddenly they're living in space. It was a complete fever dream.
Yeah, they did that a lot around that time period.
But then so then suddenly they're in space. But they added this guy who go bleep 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 and like sucked away Melody's character, and it's just awful. And so like the fact that this is what they reference is just like, yes, I love it.
I feel like everything you described this like show is like everything about like that era of animation getting done. Like, they're gonna go to space and they solve
And they're gonna add a
mysteries?
character that goes bleep bleep bleep.
Like the Fonz.
Literally,
Oh god.
literally the most like desperate you could possibly get.
Oh yeah, that's who I've been wanting to show up so bad, and this is the shitty Fonz dog. Let me get the picture of it.
Oh,
So there is Fonzie and the Happy Days gang where they went in a time machine. There's like this weird future girl, and there's this shitty dog who acted identical to Fonzie. Put it on the stream.
I've seen this character before. I know him.
I want him
Oh
in.
I
Such an ugly dog. He looks like that
I
Tiny
also-
Planet spider.
I also want to see like that diseased Hanna-Barbera Scooby-Doo clone dog.
Oh,
Scooby Dum?
No.
Goober and the Ghost Chasers. Oh,
Yeah.
it's horrifying.
I want them to have the Three Stooges, whatever they were
The
called.
Robotic Stooges.
Yeah, them. I need them in the show so badly.
my God.
That's the thing about it. It's like Hanna-Barbera has so much history of insane, stupid bullshit. That I feel like you need to be leaning into that and just how stupid and absurd and pumped out these were. Like that is inherently part of the charm.
I wanted to ask something
Right.
about this show because I feel like you don't have the same answer, but I'd be curious if there was a different one. If you could take any kind of like segment on this show, because like the characters said to be split into like segments, what segment would you want to be made into a full show?
Top Cat.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely Top Cat. The
I
really
haven't-
really good episode.
I don't know. I haven't seen all of them yet.
Okay.
So, but
I want Papa Louie to be gay.
Because I
Top
think
Cat-
I think the
Top Cat
thing
one is pretty good.
I think the thing I've noticed throughout almost anyone I've seen watch the show is the Top Cat episodes seem to be like everyone's favorite parts usually.
They
Yeah,
just have a good
those-
dynamic going on.
Those are pretty popular characters.
Because Top Cat was, I would say, like one of the more like already liked kind of characters like going into this ahead of
I mean,
time.
Top Cat was originally meant to be. Top Cat played during prime time, like
Yeah.
the Flintstones and Jetsons. It was more an adult character, well, as opposed to like Saturday morning cartoons, like a lot of the others were.
Yeah. And Top Cat in particular was really popular in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like super
Yep.
popular over there. So it always like
There's a lot of Hanna-Barberas that are popular in Mexico.
Yeah.
I know that Quick Draw McGraw is really popular because like they
Yeah.
completely changed the scripts that like Baba Louie has like a strong Mexican City accent, and then Quick Draw has like a really shitty American accent, which is a funny twist on how it originally was.
Uh,
Yeah, I feel like Top Cat has like that's the one I want to see more of. Like going forward, like not even like if they can't make like a full show of them, I just want to see more like Top Cat segments because they're very funny, and also I think they accomplished their goal of getting people like kid and wife Top Cat characters like in 2021.
I love the Chattanooga cats being awful animatronics. I liked a lot of the weird, just like they just have a cutaway to the Clue Club at one point.
And he's like,
Or,
yeah,
like,
no,
the
we're
worst of all Scooby-Doo ripoffs.
I like how like they just like they're just there. It's like
They're just
hey, it's not
they're just in their own pocket universe.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
Gorilla Girl, like, hey, it's not fair to them if you get the promotion. Like, it's like, why do they care about promotion? They're not in the physical plane.
I know it's a common thing to talk about all the Scooby-Doo clones they made, but I literally have never seen these guys ever. It's absurd how many
well,
Scooby-Doo
Let
clones
me
they
show
made.
you. Let me show you two things. The thing about Clue Club is they actually stole from Disney for this one.
Thank God.
Let me go and bring this up. So, remember the dogs and Aristocats?
I do.
They had their exact dynamic is copied in Clue Club, and it's like almost the same designs.
Oh my God, you're right.
oh my God, that's right.
That's Aristocats. Now here's Clue Club. They changed the colors around, and they have the same
Oh.
voice and same dynamic. And
Animation.
it came out like 2 years after.
Animation in that period between like theatrical and kind of like the 90s was so fucking funny. Like that time period before like Powerpuff Girls, like the time before like Dexter's Lab and like after Looney Tunes is like so funny. Just everything going on in that era is so funny.
I mean, the 80s, just everything was like a reference or like a spin-off or a advertising gimmick.
I did see a very funny tweet complaining that the characters in Jellystone were two like based off celebrities, which is very funny considering what most Hanna-Barbera
Yeah.
characters are.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that's the history.
Yeah, almost every Hanna-Barbera character is just someone doing an impression of a comedian from the time.
Yeah.
A character I really liked was a Wally Gator because he has no real role in it. The thing is that the original Wally Gator had no real character. He was just like this dumb. He was just kind of there. So making him just this weird punching bag who's always in the hospital or just there is so funny to use him for because there's nothing else you can do with him.
That is
He's
true.
so French. You gotta accuse of murder.
I think his only thing he ever does in the whole show is like get hurt.
Yeah, he decides to be Yogi Bear's son.
Yeah, you know, I like how they say like, "Hey, could Boo Boo be Yogi's son?" And it's like, is he? What is Boo Boo? Is he like? I thought he's like a small little man that no one's sure about.
Yeah. Like there was an episode where like pretty sure they like suggest he's an adult. And like he literally works in a hospital too.
He's
Yeah,
like not allowed to go to the family center.
I think
family.
Boo-Boo's age has always been kind of a joke. I think it's just like it's kind of just like whatever. It's kind of his age.
Bro, I'm 30 years old.
Shazam being was really in it, and like getting a significant number of appearances was interesting. Shazam was like sort of a completely different genre from any of the other characters in it, but I think he works well for where he is. I like him. I like for some reason Mildew Wolf flirts with him.
I was gonna say, yeah, Mildew Wolf wanted to get like with Shazam.
Yeah.
the thing is that Mildew Wolf was voiced by a gay man. I feel like that's the reason why he's gay.
Because
So
there's a later episode where he's paired with Snagglepuss, and I feel like
oh no, that's actually a reference. That's a really cute reference to Laugh Olympics. They were two announcers.
Okay. They knew ahead of time
like-
then.
Mildew Wolf is such a funny.
They also had like the
Hanna-Barbera
Johnny Quest
character
guys.
name.
They're like all grown up and like of course I get that.
I've had my friends say it was very funny that Johnny Quest got to be the token background gay character.
Yeah, that's I like that.
Like they had to like completely rewrite like their backstory. Like no, they just
Yeah,
met each other. Because like
That's hard.
They were
like
they were adoptive brothers in the original, but I guess they changed that.
yeah, they had to it could like they have to know like oh yeah we're gonna need to like completely change that.
I didn't even know that.
Like if they had like the two dads, then like okay, it would have been them. But like this, they just want to reference the boys all grown up and give like one of the characters a better design.
Space Ghost falls under Hanna-Barbera, right?
Yes,
I think he should. He needs to be in this at some point, like just like one episode at least. I think.
Well, I mean,
he does the voice.
When you say that, so Space Ghost Coast to Coast and Harvey Birdman both weren't made by Hanna-Barbera, but
Yeah.
Birdman and Space Ghost were actual characters from
Yeah.
old Hanna-Barbera shows.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Do you think they'd be allowed to like?
So
Would
I don't
they-
know which one they'd reference.
They
Do you
tend,
think they would use like the coast to coast one?
Yeah, I was gonna say they tend to favor Coast to Coast because that is just the more popular one
Yeah.
at this point.
Of course, I like how you say like weenies. Calls you weenies for like wearing seatbelts.
Is when they did that Cartoon Network fighting game, Space Ghost from Coast to Coast was like the narrator.
You know what I'm shaking with rage about?
What?
They didn't put in Gleep and Gloop. Gleep and Gloop
Right.
aren't there.
Hold on. They're in Space Ghost. I mean, they're in.
No, they're
Space...
not in.
I was
They're on
I
Jellystone.
was gonna say they were in Space Jam too. That's what I meant to say. So they're on their mind. They're on the mind.
Yeah, but
They're gonna have an
Here's the
episode.
poster, but
They're gonna have like a horror episode based on those two.
oh my god, Squiddly Diddly being a Valley Girl in a completely different design. I don't mind that one because Squiddly Diddly was a repugnant freak.
Yeah.
That is the ultimate, like, just like, what do you do with Squiddly Diddly? Just you know, I feel like they saw like he's this cool squid. It'd be fun if he was a girl. Just make him transgender.
This guy's just like gross freak. Get rid of. We're just gonna do something else.
Yeah.
That's that's totally just like it'd be cool if a girl was a funny octopus situation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I also want to say, like, at one point I didn't know. I remember the name Snagglepuss, and I didn't know what it was. And then I drew what I thought a Snagglepuss looked like.
Oh my god.
All I
What
had to say is my folder crashed the moment I found it.
I can't wait to see that.
What was Huckleberry like originally? I'm pretty sure he's.
Yeah, that's one thing. Squiddly was a musician in the original, and she runs a music store in the new one, so there's still some link. Huckleberry Hound is a lot like the original, and is still very good. The original Huckleberry Hound was basically a thing. It's like he'd be a different job every episode. Like he'd be just very, very, very mellow and passive as like sheriff. Just like, excuse me, mind coming out? And then just like walks in, like gets shot in the face, like, oh well, I'm sorry. We'll go and figure out another way to get you out here, something like that.
Huckleberry was always one of the Hanna-Barbera characters who worked a bit more, so I imagine there wasn't much to touch up about him.
I remember liking the character, the episode as a kid where like he's a taxi driver and then like a bank robber's like, take me to the bank, and holds a gun to his head, like, alrighty, let's go, and then like takes Huck hostage and is like, you gotta pay your fare, and just doesn't realize the entire time. Like that's fun.
One of my
Rosa, why is this what Snagglepuss looks like to you?
I need to put this
Like,
on
what-
screen real quick.
What? I don't know what. There's not even like any cat-like elements here.
That's what a Snagglepuss looks like.
Yeah, it's the mouth. That's why I feel like a defining feature of a Snagglepuss was like the mouth.
But he doesn't have teeth.
Yeah, and do you have teeth?
Yeah.
Then that means you're
What?
not a Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss.
There's no snaggle and no puss in this design.
He looks like he'd be
I
from
wasn't
Cyber
even-
Chase.
Cyber Chase?
He's
That,
like
little guy.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
that's what I thought what the Snagglepuss looked like. That's what I thought it sounded like. It sounds like it looks like this.
God, you know what? I have a game. I'm going to name some Hanna-Barbera characters. You tell me what you think they look like. And I'm going to bring up.
Before we do that, I
Like-
just want to say real quick, one of my favorite stories I've heard about the production of the show is when they were reading that like Stevie book about Fred and Wilma. It was originally supposed to be Fred and Barney, and they made them change it because they didn't want to imply Fred would cheat on his wife.
Hey, you know what's the funny? You know what? I want to know if there was Fred, Barney, and Wilma all together, would they allow
Would
it?
they been okay with a polycule?
Yeah.
Wait,
should-
then they have to add in Betty. So they have to add. It's like a 4-way polykill going on there.
Alright, name the Barbera characters.
How about, what do you imagine Buford and the Galloping Ghost to look like?
Hey, Dinnerbell.
I was gonna say, Buford's like terrible to
Yeah.
start with, because I'm just gonna think of the Phineas and Ferb
Okay,
kid.
what do you think
Yeah.
What do you think the Buford Files looks like? What are the characters in it? What are they?
So you described...
A Shaggy clone.
I was gonna say, because you said Galloping Ghost, so I imagine Buford himself is a horse. I imagine he's a bit dopey looking.
Sorry,
Okay.
these are two separate shows. There's the Buford Files and there's the Galloping Ghost.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh.
the Buford Files. Buford has been. Okay, he's been hired by Alka, and so he's wearing like a little hat. He's wearing an agent hat.
This is like the worst one to start with.
Buford does wear a hat.
Okay.
Is it a fedora?
No, what the hell even is it? It's like a janitor's cap.
Okay, you said he was galloping, right?
No,
Different one.
that's the other one, the Galloping Ghost.
Okay, so say Buford's full name again?
The Buford Files is the name of the show.
You're killing me, because there's the Alco Files with Phineas and Ferb and the
Yeah.
character named Buford, like, it's all I can
feel like
think
it
about.
has some sort of like detective on it.
Yeah,
Or
he's a detective.
And if is it like a group?
It's a group.
Alright,
Okay.
then they will have to have like some sort of Shaggy clone.
Gotta be a Shaggy in there, yeah.
And
You-
like a little animal companion.
Oh, you got it. You got it. Let me show you a picture of the Buford Files. Buford is in the center.
Fucking course. Yeah, this is exactly what I pictured in my mind.
Oh my
Like,
god, they have a
sickly
raccoon.
animal.
I didn't
It's like
think
this
it would
purple
be a more
dog.
Why
The
did
dog
they...
looks like
there
it's
was a dog
rotting.
more diseased than a green one.
This dog looks like Michael Afton at the end of like Sister Location.
Why do...
Michael Afton about to say something
Can I-
homophobic.
Can I ask something? Why did they make such a beloved, fun dog like Scooby-Doo, and then every dog they made afterward looked diseased?
Everyone see Buford.
Oh my god, that guy with like the cap, the blonde guy. He looks like the hillbilly characters in like one of the Shaggy and Scooby solo specials.
Oh my god. So there's like 5 different Hanna-Barbera shows about hillbillies. Hanna-Barbera thought that they were the funniest thing to ever fucking exist.
I do remember that, yeah. There's so many fucking Hanna-Barbera hillbilly shows.
Yeah, there's like a hillbilly character in like one of the Shaggy and Scooby solo specials. Where like there was a girl that kept like making out with Shaggy, and the guy was like, "I'm gonna kill you, Shaggy! I'm gonna kill you for kissing my girl."
I have a theory. I think after they made Scooby-Doo, and they struck gold with just this wonderful, beloved dog character, such a fun character, like, we need to make more shows about dogs, and make them all putrid so Scooby-Doo looks better. It is the Yoshi story, like, rumor thing, except real.
Yeah.
Oh, rumor that Yoshi's story was intentionally bad to make other games look better.
Yeah, that's what I think happened with all those Hanna-Barbera dogs.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like how they had like a little raccoon companion.
okay.
You
What?
like
Do,
that, don't you?
well, let me. So, will you tell me what some of the main characters of Foofur look like from the 80s?
Wait,
Foofur.
Foofur?
Foofur.
That
Foofur
sounds-
has to be like a little fuzzy alien character. I'm gonna say that.
Foofur sounds like the made-up show Bart and Lisa would watch on The Simpsons. Like, Dad,
elves.
Is there-
Foofur's on!
Is there a character that fights people?
I don't fucking know. I can just tell what they look like. I don't watch Foofur. No one watches Foofur.
I feel like. Well, I guess I go with Steve's idea. Like, it has to do something with like a little animal, because like that sounds like a title character.
Foofur
Yeah, you're right about that.
sounds like the most made-up show of all time.
I feel like this is a
What?
character they would want to advertise and like sell merch of. So it has to be like small. Is this like a small character or
Yeah.
a big character? Okay,
small,
big, small.
small furry mascot.
Okay, can I
Yeah.
ask? I want to ask: is Foofur like a real species of animal that actually exists?
Yes, he's an actual animal.
Okay.
It's the animal being chased down by
Probably
like
a
a villain.
No, it's an
Rimblo
ensemble
Bimblo
show.
show.
It's probably a fucking dog.
Foofur
It's
is.
a fucking dog.
God,
Oh.
I like
But-
this comment that says Foofur is a Kirby enemy. It's
That's
like such a Kirby
perfect.
enemy name.
Okay, here we go. Here's
Oh my
Foofur,
God.
the little blue one. I hate the cat so much.
he's a
He looks
fucking
awful.
dog!
They're
Why?
looking for dogs.
Why did they forget how to draw dogs after Scooby-Doo?
That these all these dogs look wrong in some way. That's just
Uh,
like an elongated, droopy dog, like blue.
What? Why did
And he has
they
like a little mini me.
Which one's the main? Which one is Foofur?
I
I
think
can't
Foofur's the
tell.
little
I literally
blue
can't
one,
tell.
But I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I think or maybe Foofur's the big one. Actually, I don't know.
So there's Foofur and Foofur Jr.
Something like that.
I'm so mad. They made so okay. Hanna-Barbera made so many fun, beloved dog characters. You got Scooby-Doo, you got Huckleberry Hound, you got Daddy Doggy. Just so much fun, beloved cartoon dogs with nice little designs. They're fun. And then immediately after Scooby-Doo, they just made putrid, horrible creature dog after a putrid, horrible creature dog.
That cat looks like Kenny the cat from the episode of SpongeBob, where the
Kind
cat
of looks
is
like a
breathing
stalking
underwater.
apparition.
I'm so mad right now. I'm like, I want to go to Hanna-Barbera studio and like get mad at them for real.
Most of them
yeah.
are either dead or retired, so you can't find the people to
Okay,
blame.
would you like to do another show?
Yeah, do one more. We'll do one more.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Chopper Bunch.
Okay, honestly, a gang. They're
Gang.
not like a detective type game, but like a group. Like I see they had the similar vibes to like the Top Cat gang.
It's definitely a
Uh,
dog.
You got that for the. You got that for. Rosa's pretty much on the money.
Yeah,
Or
they
that.
have to be just a gang. And
Do they ride
probably-
motorcycles?
Mm, they don't.
Of course, I feel like it will be some sort of troublemakers for a character.
Yeah, so it's Choppy. It's sorry, Wheelie and the Chopper Gang. So
Are there
Chopper
any, I'm gonna ask this. Are there any racially insensitive members of this gang? Because there tends to be a few in a few Hanna-Barbera shows.
I don't think so. But
Okay.
it's got the one that goes, "Duh, oh, what do you think about that?" Which
Okay,
is-
good.
Oh, man, he has to be a bit more anthropomorphized than like Top Cat. But then again, they could have just a animal characters.
Is there a dog in this group?
There is not.
Thank
Are they
fucking
like-
God.
Are they all animals?
They're not animals.
So they're
Okay.
like humans then.
No.
Which
Oh
one
my
of
god. Are they all vehicles? Are they all vehicles?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I ask something? Which one of you runs like Funny Plush Friday? Because which one of you posts Foofur? I'm seeing Foofur on my timeline right now.
What?
This is like a... Oh my god.
Why did they even make a plush of Foofur?
Who would want this wretched beast in their
It
home?
looks like a car.
So-
I like the
I'm trying to
Maya
picture the
one.
Foofur plush splayed out dead.
Oh my god, it has to be someone we know. Oh yeah, combo cannon.
Oh my god.
This
Combo
literally.
cannon, thank you.
I need to put the
Also-
Foofur plush on screen because it literally looks like he's a corpse.
Everyone,
It's the stuff.
I like those Sake and Mai posts in the distance. I'm gonna start doing commission again just to get one.
Okay,
Okay.
so here's the Chopper Bunch.
Oh, there we go.
Look at them.
Oh my god! You know what? These are kind of fun looking. I think.
They're actually better than others, but they are so.
They're like cars before cars.
Cooper's dead.
I swear I'm gonna sink in foofur real quick. I'll get rid of it in a minute, but I want him to be there.
He looks diseased.
Imagine like the bender.
He got jaundice.
The bender from Futurama, like giant statue, and he goes, "Remember me."
He has jaundice.
He does.
Yellow.
Oh, let me
So
put the gang on
this is
screen.
this is a rare. This almost looks like a rare like Dune buggy sort of inspired.
I have no idea where to put these characters for the
installment.
cover. We put so many characters on screen today.
I mean, it's Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
There's a million shows.
That's true.
This just looks like our like Jellystone season 2 wish list.
God.
Yeah.
You know what I do want? I do want the Chopper Bunch to be in. Like, look at the guy.
I think they could be fun.
I feel like it would team up with like the Banana Splits gangs to cause some trouble.
Mega
Right.
Man enemies.
It's like you have like a motorbike gang, and they're literal like bikes. That could be fun.
We should get the Super Harlem Globetrotters,
What have I
which
done?
was
Oh,
there were three Harlem Globetrotters shows, but the Super Harlem Globetrotters, they had superpowers,
God.
and they were some of them were terrifying. Specifically, the one who turned into a basketball head.
God.
I was
Three
trying,
of them.
I was trying to figure out how to-
Here's a picture of them.
Wait, hold
Oh my
on.
God.
I was trying to figure out how to make the image transparent. Give me a second.
What? What is happening on
Don't
the
worry-
screen
don't
right now?
worry about
rotating.
it. I can't.
This is the foofur landfill.
I don't-
The Harlem, these are great on that. The Harlem Globetrotters did show up in like Futurama, and
They did.
Zoidberg did show up in like a Daffy Duck short produced by like, at least made by like the Futurama team.
I have no idea how to make this image transparent.
This looks like a drone footage of like
guy
this giant.
goes.
There's like a bunch of giant like foofers.
But
It's
did you
just
know
like
that
a
when,
drone
did you know
flying
that
over
when
a field.
Joseph Anna was a kid, he went into a movie theater and had a horrifying sexual scene, and then that's how Foofur was made?
Ah!
What?
Sorry, I just saw the Harlem Globetrotters. I was so busy on Foofur to put these freaks on screen. Oh my god!
I would actually love like a live action rendition of these characters. These super globetrotters, because
They're
this is
some
like,
real people.
yeah, but like just
This screen is
Yes.
so awful right now.
oh
It's specifically the spaghetti guy and the ball head guy.
Yeah.
yeah, they're the worst. They're like that's just terrible.
Imagine getting
They-
like
that's body
super.
horror.
Imagine getting superpowers and you got what they got.
Paper
That's
doll
like,
man?
actually scary. Is the spaghetti his body? Like, can he feel
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
That's
made
disgusting.
of spaghetti, and that's he's
That
made
is
of actual.
disgusting.
There's the fluid guy and the multi guy and the Afro leader guy. The thing is that there was already the. God, people want me to put everything on. Here, can you play a clip from the Robonic Stooges, Ryan?
Yeah, sure. I can
let me
do that
send
real quick.
Here,
Terminated.
Oh, let me. Okay, so this was from the end of an episode. So the episode is the Robonic Stooges. They're robotic versions of the Three Stooges who are superheroes. The end of the episode, they were chasing a mummy around the whole episode. Then at the end of this episode, this happens with zero context or explanation.
I need to download this and put it on screen and then make sure it's not like loud. 'Cause every time you put-
Please, this clip made me and Liv watched it and we like couldn't stop laughing. We were in pain.
What?
Why did I choose speed ahead of time but not audio? Because always.
You maybe, but not us.
What is this?
Oh, no, it's
What was
fine.
I
that?
need to figure out how to
Wait.
chroma key this.
Shh, shh, shh.
I need to figure
What
out
happened to him?
I don't know. I need to
gone.
figure out how to chroma key that thing.
Why did he just
God.
fly away?
Yeah, Curly's gone.
That
Yeah.
freak is finally gone.
What was that though?
Taking another angel.
Is that like living? That's like sentient seaweed that flies away.
That thing had never appeared before. That just came down and grabbed him. That wasn't a thing that was an episode at all before that point.
Yeah, I like Jellystone. I mean, we've got off Jellystone. It's like
Hanna-Barbera is an endless
I know.
sinkhole.
Yeah.
This is how the show was made. They're
This
just
is how
like, they
this
just kept
show is
talking.
made, probably. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey, do we have the rights to the fucking Harlem Globetrotters?
Can we use Foofur's dead body?
Yeah, are we allowed to show Foofur dead in a dumpster?
God, I can only hope.
Oh my god.
Post your face when Foofur shows up in season 2. I think they should make Foofur like that gang that was, that one gang that was like going up against the Top Cat gang? I think Foofur's character should be like that.
That was a funny reference. Those were a super obscure group that I didn't even recognize them.
I remember that
Oh,
because I watched an episode with some friends and they didn't believe they were real characters, and I had to prove to them they were real characters.
Actually, we talked about Goober a lot, but we haven't even posted him for people to see. I feel like we should, even if he's
Sure, give me more freaks to put on the screen.
Goober and the
Goober's
ghost. Like, should I just get a video? Because the walk cycle of him is what's important about what's so evil.
Gorilla is a disease-looking dog.
Well, no, he turns invisible when he's scared, and that's why he's not Scooby-Doo. But let me here's
What?
here's the intro. He's the most repulsive thing ever made.
Oh yeah, that is the disease-looking dog.
Oh yeah, that's him. I'm not gonna watch the intro on stream, but I will put an image of that horrible dog.
Okay, he's got such a bad walk cycle. He looks like a creeping being coming after you. I hate
God,
when
It's like human
He talks
knees.
like
It's like
Scooby,
old man
too.
knees.
It is absurd how many fucking dog mystery shows these people made. Anyone who like watches TV right now and says animation used to be like so much better. You're like 40 years old and you're watching the Owl House and you're enraged about it. Go fucking watch every goddamn dog show these people made.
Jesus.
Remember, everyone, the reason why so many Hanna-Barbera characters have neckties is so they could just animate the head.
Yeah, this that the
Yeah.
head and body could be animated separately.
Which
think
is like an interesting technique.
I
This
really
is so absurd. Like, Scooby-Doo, let's make Scooby-Doo, but Scooby can turn invisible. Involuntarily. It's useless. Was that add anything? That's so weird. He turns invisible.
yeah.
You know what that was? They lost some of the cells when they're animating this character. Like, oh, you
Yeah,
can
that's
turn
the
invisible.
thing. There's so many episodes where someone turns invisible so that they don't have to animate it.
God.
He's invisible as his power. You didn't lose the cells or anything.
God, Hanna-Barbera tier list would be fun to do sometime, but you have to like actually watch some of all of them.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be the obstacles. I would have to watch these.
Oh my god. I think I could. I'd be up for that. I would be willing.
I would like to do that.
I do not have the time to watch all of these. Is the problem.
You only have to like watch like one episode.
I
'cause
guess
like it's not like they have arcs.
All right.
or anything.
It was just one episode. Maybe I could do it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these bike guys again. I'm gonna say, I think they'd be kinbait characters. I can totally see it. The bike guys.
Who?
The bikes, the chopper boys.
For whom?
Someone. I think they are.
The Beatles?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Which of the Beatles are each of them? I think that the little tricycle one is Paul McCartney.
I can see that.
What
They all
is
have
it
like
about
personality.
Paul?
They remind me of like the Pac-Man ghosts, and those are like some of the most early Cannibal characters.
Yeah.
What is it about Paul that makes everyone hate him?
Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Oh,
People hate him.
I
right.
feel like
Yeah.
I don't like Foofur.
This ew. Get that. Oh. Why is he?
God!
Hello guys, it's me, Foofur.
Foofur needs to be like the new
oh
Joe.
no.
You don't need to put all these on, but I'm just
No, I need
Oh,
I need
no.
these people. Everyone needs to see what I'm seeing, or else like my reactions to like these characters will not make sense. Look at him.
Oh no, Foofer just naturally has jaundice.
Yeah.
Oh
Why
Why
did
did
the plush rotting away?
Oh, why did they make this? He's so ugly, and he's got yellow eyes and like red irises. Like, what is? Why did they make Scooby Doo? And he's so wonderful, and then every dog after that was awful.
Ryan, there's like a 60-year-old man who's crying watching this right now. His entire childhood was these terrible jaundiced dogs.
Can I say? I think that Foofur and Goober are gay lovers.
I guess.
I guess.
And then Buford's like, I don't know.
There's nothing with Buford. There's nothing.
Buford spices up there.
Buford is just foofur, but purple with a hat on.
I'm purple. That's my gimmick.
Just change a
I
few
like the
letters.
back arm pose this guy's doing.
That needs to be like a Hanna-Barbera, like a Jellystone episode where like they make a parade and all the awful Scooby-Doo dogs walk by and say their gimmick, like, I turn invisible, I'm purple, I'm Buford.
Or there could also, I'm thinking there could be an episode. There could be an episode where someone like wants to get a dog, and there's like a dog pound with like all the the dog clones in there.
I hope they got put down.
Yeah, like you see Buford getting taken out back.
Buford is Foofur after dying in a chest, and then is the corpse that you can play as but can't use heart containers.
Oh my god.
That feels like a joke this show would make, is like one of these dogs getting like killed.
Euthanized.
Yeah, I'm about to get you. That feels like a joke that Jellystone would actually make.
Or Family Guy.
This has just devolved into fighting the horrible dogs of Hanna-Barbera's The Dragon history.
All of
From
them
the
but
gamers of-
Scooby-Doo.
This is like this is what they talk about when the like breeding goes wrong for dogs.
Yeah, they all have like hip dysplasia.
Alright. Does anyone have any final words to say about Hanna-Barbera or Jellystone before we move on?
More Babalooey episodes.
I hope we do get it. There are a few characters who they haven't got like a spot. Because like Babalooey hasn't got one, Squiddly Dilly hasn't got one. There's a few characters who like
Yeah.
well, I imagine they're saving for like to have like episodes for them later because to, like,
It'll be
fix it out.
good for me if they give us like a Babalooey and like Loopy episode.
That'd be a win
Like
for you.
Loopy, yes. Like
They
it's
already-
Loopy,
They made a bleep episode, so like
Yeah.
like I want to see Loopy help Babalooey be unhinged.
I was gonna say.
I want
Alright.
to justify what's going on here with Mia Ryan's icon.
actually I'm looking now that with Buford and Foofur, but also with the Clue Club, the white dog, they all have the same weird face. Is this because they made Droopy? What is
I
I
going
guess
on?
this could be like, I don't know. Was there a big droopy boom in like the 70s?
Their faces are all melting.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I thought it was funny that like whenever like Yogi and Boo Boo would hang out with their friends outside of work, Cindy never hanged out with them. Which makes it feel like they're just work acquaintances.
Yeah. Oh, I want a Wally Gator episode, but it's like not actually focused on him or like a day in his life, but it's just. I mean, Wally Gator is just so funny to me in this show because he's so nothing.
Like
Mhm.
Wally Gator's very special episode.
Like he's intentionally the joke character, like the just background joke character, you know?
Hey
Right.
guys, like I think he should like be aware it's this episode. It's like, hey guys, it's time for my episode.
Like he talks to the camera like it's like a 90s Nickelodeon show.
The two mice are Pixie and Dixie, and they are like enemies with Mr. Jinx, who's the like secretary for Huckleberry Hound. in this.
Mr. Jinx. Oh,
Mr. Jinx fucking dies in one episode.
Does.
Yeah, like he gets murdered by Augie Doggy.
There's a lot of just like carnage in this show.
Like
Yeah.
especially for like Jinx. Remember he gets eaten by Yogi,
Oh yeah,
and then like he gets split in half as like a jelly.
Oh,
yeah.
he dies a lot. That's
So
something I
many
want to say about
deaths.
the show that's really weird. I don't think that the show is doing fetishes, but it does have a lot of weird plots that are easy to make fun of, and it seems like they'd be more aware than to out the gate just go for eating people episode, icky gooey slime episode.
Would not be surprised if those episodes were developed not to be paired together, and then higher ups paired them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing is you could get those vibes, but I feel like the way it's presented and written, it's sort of you don't feel like it's that weird.
It's pretty weird, but not in a horny way, but still just feels like, geez, you think they want to avoid going right for this immediately.
I think it went for it. I think it helped. It was the first episode, and I think the way they present Yogi eating people is so comical.
I was gonna say, from what I've heard about stuff like this, executives and higher ups tend to be the one that control when episodes are aired. If they're 11 minutes, what they get paired with. I believe people who work on the show don't have a ton of control over that, because I know there was a problem with even story based shows where there'd be a time where they'd air certain episodes out of order for some reason.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if because there's a few times like that where both the eating people episodes are paired together. Both the banana splits episodes are kind of paired together. So I wouldn't be surprised if higher ups are kind of pairing episodes together in ways they weren't meant to be.
Yeah, that's what there's there's the production orders and then the air orders, Futurama did, where air episodes were
okay. I mean,
order.
even if they didn't decide the order, just that in the first group of episodes that they released when it wasn't the big first season, it just seems like they want to avoid that. Maybe they're just who cares? Of course, internet people are gonna make stupid jokes about us.
Yeah,
I do wonder, because I know with the Looney Tunes cartoons they did, that whole first season was finished and they only was 10 at a time. Maybe there was a bigger season, and then for some reason they're oh, we need to put these two out first.
I mean, it's pretty crazy stuff. I mean, those are the first ones I watched. I feel like I got a pretty good first impression. I mean, it was weird, but it was in a way where it's I think it gave me a good idea of okay, the show will it can do things.
Yeah,
that are really
it's unrestrained.
Yeah,
it's gonna go with it.
It is interesting though. I do feel they kind of stacked the early episodes with Yogi episodes, which made me think he was going to be in most of them. And then I'd say by episode 3, they kind of toned Yogi appearances down a little bit.
You know what? Actually, I mean, we were talking about Flintstones and Scooby Doo and Jetsons just aren't really going to be in it because they're big. But one other thing that's not in it that's big is no reference to wacky races. No Dick Dastardly, none of the other characters.
I think that might be because of the recent show, so they still want to keep that one as its own thing, maybe?
That's what I was thinking.
They probably would just have an episode referencing the concept of a race.
Well, they had a race. The thumbnail showed it, that showed them racing in carts, and it's oh my god, we're getting wacky races episode, and then it's just a single second scene. I'm oh. It was still a good episode.
The only thing I can imagine is that whole just because there's a show about it going on, it's still a bit too recent. They okay, you can't use these characters quite yet. That's the only thing I can imagine.
They might want to preserve some integrity with Dick Dastardly because he was also in Scoob. So
Scooby-Doo.
Maybe they'll just add mumbly and make jokes about how he's just Muttley, because
from Laugh Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mumbly was his own character. He was a detective dog, and then he became the evil bad guy for the Laugh Olympics for some reason. He went dark.
He became the Joker.
All right. Before we move on to questions, just real quick, because I feel our answer will mostly be Jellystone. Did anyone watch or play anything this week besides Jellystone?
I was just listening to a lot of podcasts because of work. All I can say is that I want to see the E3 conference for Game Clam, but I guess I'm planning on reading more Dungeon, and then and then catch up City, because I haven't been I didn't read Volume 11 because it's just about Yuko's loser son for most of it, and the most interesting character, which is the sleeping girl who's just asleep for most of it.
Okay.
I've still been watching. I'm like I'm on like the last 10 episodes. Phineas and Ferb. That's what I've been watching. Yeah. Oh, I got to Doof 101
Oh, thank God.
finally. The introduction
Of
the most beloved Phineas and Ferb characters, the Bug Trio. Yeah,
You
it was
mean
pretty
they mean from
fun.
Space Chimps?
What?
The bugs from Space Chimps?
No, they're bugs that want to go into space.
No,
Are you thinking of the fly with the flies? That go to
Yeah.
the moon?
Yeah.
No, not those. Not Alvin, Simon, and Theodore from Fly Me to the Moon.
I can't imagine, because if you weren't aware, the bugs from the Alka Files at this episode were the original pitch of the show. I cannot imagine how they'd work at the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're interesting characters. I don't need to go too deep into the bugs. We all know the bugs. We've all talked about the bugs. We've covered these bugs extensively in this podcast. I don't think we need to know. I don't think we need to delve into that. But let's see. What are some of the episodes? Yeah, I mean, getting close to the end. I guess there's not too much to say other than that. The bugs were pretty exciting, but I've been enjoying my time.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to see the Leroy Jenkins joke. I guess that's pretty
It's
notable.
true. There was a Leroy Jenkins joke.
They play out the Leroy Jenkins.
I watched that
video.
clip. It's insane. It's beat for beat the same thing.
Except minus the cursing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pretty eager to get to the end. I was pretty disappointed because they don't have. We talked about this last time.
Yeah.
Nintendo, the Flash animated Kelly Osbourne musical countdown episode, where they do a countdown of the top songs from seasons 3 and 4. And they did not. Disney Plus neglected to include this in their library of Phineas and Ferb content.
Wow.
So if anyone knows where I could get that,
Well, you know,
can hook me up.
Disney, they never want to show kind of like offensive kind of material on their streaming service.
Offensive?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's true. I guess you're right.
I watched Gremlins 2 the new batch last night.
Oh my god!
That's what I
Did you just
watched.
watch it? Did you watch it with others? Or did you just,
No,
did you just want to watch Gremlins 2?
I just wanted to watch Gremlins 2 because I remember, like, that's a funny movie. And I think the story behind that movie is very funny, that they were so desperate for, like, a Gremlins sequel. Like, that movie was so successful and so marketable, they desperately wanted a sequel. And Joe Dante's like, no, I don't want to make a sequel to this. And they said, okay, you could do literally whatever you want. We won't stop you on anything. That's how the movie got made, and that's why it's the way it is. So just Bugs Bunny and Daffy are in the intro. This is they sing New York, New York. They're like, oh, they go to the lab and they take the spider potion and they become spider gremlin, and they take the fire potion and become fire gremlin, and they go to wing potion. It's just so much just like nonsense stuff.
God.
The film Birds, and then Hulk Hogan comes on.
I love that part where the movie just breaks down and she goes like the main Hulk like complains about it, and then he pulls up Hulk fucking Hogan and he threatens the Gremlins to continue the movie.
I need to see this movie.
You do. I think everyone should see Gremlins 2 at least once. It's a very, it's a very interesting movie. It's been one of my favorite movies since I was little, inexplicably. I think when I first saw it, I was like too young to get a lot of it. I just like the crazy creatures in it.
It is very like
yeah.
It is very like much like a parody of like capitalism type stuff too, because it takes place in that giant just like youth building.
Yeah, like one of the characters is like a Donald Trump parody, pretty much.
He looks like Jerma.
He's like a Mick. He's like
Oh
a. He does look like Jerma. There's like a deep fake with Jerma's face on Daniel Clegg,
Thank
and
God.
it looks really, like, freakily convincing. And he even like sounds like him. It's really weird.
It's like Germa went back in time.
Yeah.
doing that, and what you call that concept where like something existing in the time where it shouldn't.
Anachronism.
Yes, thank you.
I also I've had like no time to mention the show because we took a break and then last time we were busy. I've been watching all of Tuca and Birdie lately, like the recent season. It's I won't talk about it too long, but it's been very good. I feel like it's filled. I feel like Adult Swim has always had a bit more variety for like what it offers than like a lot of networks. I feel like Tuca and Birdie has filled a hole that was kind of missing. I think, which was like, I mean, first off, a woman-led show, which is like not something Adult Swim's been great about. But it's also like filled kind of a void of like Tuca and Birdie's very like wacky animation, but it's also very it's a bit more down to earth, I would say, than a lot of Adult Swim stuff.
It's like the cartooniness is like an expression of these characters' emotions.
Yeah. I think it does a lot of really cool stuff with animation that is like isn't because one of my favorite parts about the medium of animation that I don't think it's talked about a lot is I think there's a lot of emotions we feel as human beings that are impossible to express with words or like physically, and I think the kind of surrealism of animation and stuff you could do with it can often express feelings that are impossible to express otherwise, and I think Tuca and Birdie does a lot of that I like.
Yeah, I've been watching it too. It's really, I've really liked it. I'm not all the way caught up. I'm like one episode behind, but
I'd say
Yeah.
it in the Owl House are like my favorite things on right now.
Oh,
Mhm.
also I want to do a quick recommendation. Necri Talkie released a new song today. Go check it out. They're a fun band. I love them.
Is it my turn?
No.
Yes.
All right, everyone, show's over.
Aw.
Go, no, it's okay. Go.
Aw.
No, it's okay. You.
So I've been watching some of Great Adventures of Billy and Mandy lately. I watched it a lot as a kid. And it's pretty funny and has some really clever stuff in it, but it's so emotionally disconnected, I'd say. And it's something I've noticed that there's like all the cartoons from the 2000s, early to mid 2000s, it feels like half of them are like feel emotionally genuine, half of them just feel like just we are here for the jokes and you should not connect to them. It's
My
sort of a weird
partner's
feeling.
the
Like,
monkey.
yeah, my gym partner's a monkey, exactly. But then like SpongeBob or Foster's Home comes to mind as like more genuine character. Like
Which is
even if they're weird, you can still feel fond of them.
yeah. Though I think Foster's super weird kid. I think everyone's having genuine emotions for each other except for Blue.
And then our Fairly Odd Parents is another one where it just feels so emotionally disconnected, where it's just like it doesn't want you to ever actually feel anything real. Like, that makes sense.
I remember part of the reason Adventure Time got so popular, I think, because at the time there weren't a lot of cartoons where it felt like it's weird to say this. I feel like there wasn't a lot of cartoons where it felt like the characters liked each other for a bit. There was a lot of cartoons coming out. A lot of the characters felt like they just didn't like each other. I think part of the initial appeal of Adventure Time was honestly that Finn and Jake were like genuine friends.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Have you been liking it though? Like, well, what do you think? Like, what is your how many YouTube stars do you give it?
Well, I'm giving it 3.5 YouTube stars. Maybe 4.
I've been interested in rewatching that show, but I have a fear because I feel like I'd still like Graham and Mandy. I feel like
yeah, Billy is like, I think it's mixed. I think there's still times where he actually is funny. But it depends a lot.
He's a weird. He's a weird character in that like he's absolutely required for like to get plots going a lot because he's kind of the gullible dumb one, but like he's not always super funny.
They just go so hard on him. I haven't seen any other character that like they go so hard on in any show. You know, like they're just like we are pumping this character's traits to the extreme.
I feel like Billy's like one of those characters that like you find funny when you're young, but then as an adult you find like the more like the other characters funnier than Billy.
My mom will still sometimes go destroy us all, because my mom likes the show.
I'll take the chicken.
My mom went pretty. The other day, my mom said pretty, shiny when we were talking about
Oh
cartoons.
my god. My dad looks a quote like, what are you looking at?
What are you looking?
Oh my gosh.
I can't. She can't even remember the name. It said she was like, "What's that show?" I remember Allison. I remember your sister watching it. Do you know the Charles Darwin School? I like my gym partner's money. Yes, pretty shiny. It's like, oh my god, mom, you remember that?
It's
catchy in your head.
very funny to remember that like Fred Burger is such like an essential part of that show's like brand
It
image.
was only like 3 episodes.
I was gonna say he doesn't show up until the last season.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a
Yes.
question about like feeling, man. Like in the rewatch, do you feel like some lines or like stuff like people will like talk about on Twitter? It's like Manny telling Spur the bully, like your mom is a working member of society
Mhm.
or something like that. Is there like lines or like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of things like that. I remember my mom approved of me watching this show, even though she wouldn't let me watch Ed and Eddie because of there's a part where like Grimm is dreaming about like having a housewife at home, and then he like wakes up like, "This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife." And my mom loves Talking Heads, so that gave me a free pass to watch that show no matter what it did.
Billy and Mandy is one of those like stupid smart shows.
Yeah, it's super variable on like what it's doing.
It's very quotable, I feel.
I remember one episode where like it starts playing like this stupid Johnny Cash like song, or where it's like they're going through the desert and it's like the sun beat down like an angry woman, it scorched their souls like an angry woman. It kept doing that, but every single time it was just an angry woman, and that killed me as a kid. And like they drove down the street like an angry woman.
It's crazy to remember.
It's just like so weird that like they just keep going. Oh god, Great Station is a good too.
It's just crazy to remember real quick. Ed and Eddie was on like pretty far into like the 2000s, and I always forget that.
They had like two different. They had like the season, like the school season, and then like the summer.
That show stopped airing in like 2006 or 2008. I can't remember. Like I always like think that show did like in 2003 for some reason.
Did it
It
kind of
kept-
stop for a while?
I don't get why so many parents wouldn't let us watch that show, because it's like I finally watched it for the first time recently-ish, and it's like it's not that out there.
Ed and
Ed and
Eddie's
Eddie?
pretty harmless, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Okay.
remember a lot of like pretty violent like slapstick from it.
I mean,
You get the art style.
I mean, it doesn't have a lot of vomit and gross out humor, which
just like cartoony violence.
yeah. I mean, my feeling on the show is I was like, it's fine. I wish it didn't. I love the sound design mainly, and like sort of just the general feel.
Yeah, that really did a lot of influence on like the
Yeah.
K-pop community.
Even though the actual writing, I was like sort of whatever on.
Actually, I wanted to give a funny trivia about those sound effects. For
Yeah.
a while, no one had like access to like those sound effects and like there was only one YouTuber that did Gmod videos that like has those sound effects, but didn't release it because they think people who would get hold of it aren't gonna be funny with it.
Weird.
Yeah.
My favorite sound effect in Ed and Eddie is like the guys who be like, "Subarra!" or whatever.
I love that noise. I love that one. I think it's like a sumo thing.
It's like sumo.
Yeah, it
something.
is. It's like I think it was like a sound effect that was brought over by like an old short by Danny.
I thought that I always heard us saying "Jump in the hut."
Yeah.
Job of the Hutt.
Yeah, that's how I heard it.
Saw was.
Thanks. All right.
Thanks. I'm from Star Wars.
Okay. All right. I guess now we're at the end of the show, so this is the part where we take a few questions. Audience, chat members of the chat. If you got a question, this is the part where you ask it. Don't ask stupid poo-poo questions. Ask a real one this time, please. Someone always just acts like, "Oh, were you embarrassed when you poop your diaper?" Like type jokes. Like, it's just what a real question.
Maybe they don't have questions. Maybe they don't want to talk to us.
I don't have a crush on anyone because a crush is one-sided.
What did you think? What was the ultimate change to the channel once it's on cartoon for you as a kid? Rocket power.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well-
For me, like changing the channel was when the cartoons stopped airing. I would probably watch any old slot.
Well, actually, because I watched a lot of Boomerang, for me it was the Jetsons. The Jetsons was unwatchable for me.
I like
I
the idea
feel
of
like-
little baby Hannah like, oh, the beautiful fire, yay, yay, yay! And then the Jets would go like, ew!
You know, speaking of Boomerang, I would actually. I wasn't that into like Boomer action. I always like watching like Dexter's Lab and like Scooby Doo on there, but
Yeah.
I wasn't big on like the action shows. It's because I was like a Scrimblow baby.
Oh, well, I mean, when I watched it, it was way before Dexter's Lab was on it. So for me, it was like actually just old 60s, 70s, somewhat 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some of that too. Yeah.
So for me, it was like I couldn't see I never even saw anything good and decently modern.
Yeah.
Rosa,
I
what
feel
When did they
like-
start putting Dexter's Lab on there?
was your
I
answer,
I feel
Rosa?
like
I
it would have
can
been
believe it.
stuff in Nickelodeon at like around 5 o'clock. I would
That's
say.
So, like
Not
Rocket Power?
specific- Not Rocket Power. Probably a different show. Maybe like there was an episode of Fair Isle Parents I already seen. I just want to see something else, or something like shows on Sundays, cartoons on Sundays that like already popped up or like I'm not into.
I like this question, which is kind of related. What is a show you watched because it was on before the show you would actually watch? And I have two answers. One is the Garfield show, because it used to be on before Adventure Time a lot. So I'd like be waiting for Adventure Time to come on and be like, well, I guess I can watch the fucking Garfield show. You'd be
Yeah.
like, the writers are gonna spew you out of this episode.
Yeah, that's like both change the channel and like watch because something else.
And the other one is actually right now, Rick and Morty tends to be on before Tuca and Birdie. So I'll just be like, yeah, I'll watch this.
I think I think that show's comedy is only good when like they make Rick eat shit for like being himself.
I don't really hate Rick and Morty or anything. I just don't really like it. It's like I just watched all the season because it's on, but go on.
Yeah. It's been a wonky season.
For
I'd say.
me-
I've been watching all of it.
Even as a little kid, we had TiVo. Like my dad was really into that, so I never really watched shows before another show came on. And also, when I did watch Boomerang, it was just like completely random what would come on, and it would just be like roll the dice. Maybe it would be the Herculoids.
Boomerang randomized.
I honestly can't think of anything. Yeah, I don't know.
You Rosa, do you got any
Anyway,
answer to the question?
Next question.
I guess Family Guy.
All
That's not
right.
true. That's not true.
What is-
You willingly watched that. I know.
I mean, years ago. But like,
What is it
now-
on
like,
before?
I think a show told me. No, maybe Archer. It was on FX channel and like something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Someone asked earlier, we didn't talk about some big news that came out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid Cosmic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oops.
That's the superhero kid with the gems, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
the show by Craig McCracken.
Yeah,
Powerpuff
I watched
Girls.
I watched like the first 2 episodes of that.
It looks good. I don't have much to say. It just looks good.
I
Honestly,
think
yeah.
you're switching like main characters.
Yeah, that's true. In the trailer, Kid Cosmic himself wasn't in a ton. It was mostly the teenage girl, Joe was her name, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Uh-huh.
she always seemed like from what I saw, it seemed like she was more like the protagonist than Kid Cosmic, even if he's the titular character, you know,
Yeah,
in terms of like emotional arcs and stuff.
I
Yeah,
think it makes
uh,
sense.
I think his
Uh-huh.
arc is pretty much finished.
Yeah, I mean that was his whole arc. Not to give too much away, but like learning like because he like wanted to be the leader of the team, but he kind of had to learn like that he wasn't the best at it, but like that was okay. He didn't have to be the leader.
I'll say I am so used to cartoons I like getting canceled very fast, so I'm very relieved to learn that Kid Cosmic is both getting a second season, and Tuga and Birdie's getting a third. Because I was worried about those two in particular. I was like, oh man,
Right.
these aren't Family Guy shows. They're gonna fucking flop, and Rick and Morty fans be like, where's Rick and Morty with Tuga and Birdie's on? It's gonna be flop. No, but they're getting another season. I'm glad.
I think Kid
Yeah.
Cosmic is getting a third one as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so. That's pretty cool. They can get a lot done in like a few episodes, so it's
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
that Kids Cosmic's like I remember we talked about when we first watched it. That show like has a really good like pace to it. And, like it is like format 15 as early as like episode like 3.
Yeah, it's a very dynamic show. It always has something it needs to do. There's no real faffing. It's a very story heavy show, but still like fun and like cartoony
You
at the same time.
you can tell Craig McCracken's been doing this shit for years. He knows what to do at this point.
Yeah, he's a real master at this point.
I like the fact that like they just have a little Latina girl named Rosa.
But you did win.
Yeah.
This will be the last question before we end off. I'm curious if you have any of you have an answer to this besides maybe the one I might have. What's your favorite currently running adult cartoon?
Wait, did we answer?
How many are even running?
Yeah, because my answer is Tuca and Birdie. That's
I mean, yeah, there's that,
Yeah.
but like, there's Rick and Morty, Simpsons, Family Guy, South
Duncanville,
Park.
the pets show with the animals, the dogs,
I don't.
the hearts. Bless the hearts.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I feel like the problem with this question is if you leave the area of Adult Swim, it's just what Family Guy clone is your favorite?
Yeah, South Park is definitely.
But even if you're on Adult Swim, aren't there only like 2 or 3 currently running animated shows?
There's Robot Chicken.
There's Tuca and Birdie, Rick and Morty, the Harvey Birdman like sequel show.
Oh, Bird Girl.
Yeah, Bird Girl.
Yeah, I watched some of Bird Girl. It was pretty good.
There's Robot Chicken, which I don't know how that show's right. I don't know how anyone gives a chicken anymore.
Is that Harley Quinn show still running? Did that finish?
Oh, I think it got a 3rd season. I want that.
That's on I think it's on a seasonal break right now. It's still going, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Central Park! Central Park is an adult show. You can watch the show like your 4-year-old.
Actually, this is something I have written down that I figured out. Big distinction. With like the Great North and Central Park.
Oh, thank
the Great
God!
North. I've noticed the Great North is like it's usually like TV 14, and so there's more penis jokes.
Yeah.
But Central Park is a little more like. I'm pretty sure Central Park is like PG, like Simpson level.
Central Park is a show that has songs you can see at your elementary school musical.
Oh my God. That's the meanest thing you've ever said.
I like that show. I'm just being honest. It's a show like you can watch with your kids pretty easily.
You know what? I think I might come to something. I've watched a lot of Central Park, a lot of the Great North. I think I like the Great North more than I like Central Park.
You're insane.
Don't call me insane for that. I think I do. I think the Great North is funnier. You got an all-star cast. You got Will Forte. You got Jenny Slate. You got Nick Offerman. Family. Hi, I'm Beef Tobin, the patriarch of the Tobin family.
Knows what you're talking about.
Nick Offerman. Everybody knows him. Nick Offerman, the guy in the cartoons that sounds like it. Hey, man, it's me, Nick Offerman. Hey, that guy?
No.
And he's got the mustache, and he was in Parks and Rec. It's me. I got the mustache.
Well, I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know why he's the what. I mean, I know who you're talking about, but
I'm talking about the Great North, and it's wonderful cast of comedic actors, hilarious actors.
Oh wait, I like my favorite adult show currently running right now is the Decker animated series.
Decker?
Yeah.
Oh, is there a cartoon show for that?
The pilot came. They had the first episode come out.
Oh wow!
And it's like the animation is so funny.
Oh yeah, I remember this now.
I love on cinema. So
I looked up an image of this and it showed me the dude from Milo Murphy's Law, Elliot Decker. Any Elliot fans in the chat?
Not yet. I will be when I watch all of Milo Murphy's Law over the course of.
Can we take another question?
Oh wait, I didn't get the answer.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, go on.
So based on the most recent stuff I watch, like even if I haven't seen season 2, it's Tuca Birdie. Because like out of everything I watch, it's like that is a show with genuine writing. Like as much as like I've been watching Family Guy, that show is like up its ass, and it's like so it can't be genuine for a moment without having to make a joke. and like they will have a genuine moment, and then follow up with like some weird gross joke on either incest or something.
Hmm.
And also, I like to say, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, you owe people all that money you made for like that contract, all the martialized group you made bad takes about. They owe us that much.
Hey.
Source Studios, the Mac Trade Studios.
And they should work like.
Look at him go!
Sorry, I feel like I'm ruining a serious moment. Sorry, go on.
They also should be working thankless minimum wage jobs and then send us money via Cash App or Venmo.
The crossing guard guy. Sorry, I was looking at the picture Brian was putting on the screen.
I'm sorry, I feel like I ruined that moment. I'm sorry. I didn't
Brian,
mean
you
Ruined it!
No!
You ruined it, Joe!
I was like, I started putting that on screen before Rosa was speaking, and I'm sorry.
You know how distracted Seed gets.
What? Oh yes.
See.
What?
See.
What?
See.
What? What? Hello?
But I'm saying like Matt Stone and Trey Parker owe us money.
I didn't do that.
Put it on the screen again.
I thought she was done. I keep fucking her up. I thought she was done. I'm sorry, Rosa.
Don't you know that we can't show the crossing guard character from Milo Murphy's Law while Rosa is talking about South Park? We explicitly laid this out. We've been doing the show for so long, Ryan.
Oh yeah, the
Don't
software
get sloppy
guys.
now.
Like the software guys also have money. They should be working thankless minimum wage jobs and send us money like $100 or something a week that says reparation.
I mean, hey,
Specifically us four.
Don't worry.
Of course.
They renewed that show for like 30 more seasons. They're gonna face burnout eventually.
Hey, they already did.
They're gonna face even worse burnout.
Like one day I'm gonna meet them in person, and I'm gonna tell to their faces that like, how does it feel that Seth MacFarlane had like a more fulfilling career than you in comparison?
Ah!
What? What's happening?
What's going on?
Oh no, they're here. They're here. They're trying to take out Seep. They're gonna make bad takes again.
No!
I almost fell down. My chair like fell back, but I was like caught by my desk. My desk was snap in
Matt
half.
Stone and Trey Parker came to you!
Oh my god!
You said Seth MacFarlane had a more fulfilling career, and I was gonna say like, oh yeah, he got to voice the mouse and sing, but I forgot like I forgot Matt Stone voiced like Despicable Me 3's villain.
Yeah, but
So,
also
I guess-
like, I think also like Seth MacFarlane like made like a bunch of shows, and I think one of them is just the Orville that has like the next generation Star Trek writers. Is like, wow, that's like a win in the lottery of making a good show.
It's true.
Hannah, you said you wanted to take one more question.
Yeah, I want to take the question: which Hanna-Barbera character would you or can you beat up in a fight?
All the dogs.
Yeah,
Just
I mean-
wring Droopy's neck. Not Droopy. Stinky. What is his name? Foofur.
I would take Foofur by his neck and spin him around and throw him.
He's a long gay pooper.
There's a lot of killable characters in this universe.
That's the thing.
Hanna-Barbera has characters who are begging to be killed.
Yeah.
You know, this is a strange answer, but I feel like if I feel like one I could fight and kill and deserves it would honestly be Secret Squirrel. I feel like Secret Squirrel's had it coming for a long time.
You could kill Secret Squirrel with all his gadgets and
Yeah.
and wit.
Yeah, he's Secret Squirrel, and then I'm going to just grab him.
isn't Secret Squirrel already in prison for like flashing?
What?
Yeah, and Harvey Birdman, he went to prison for flashing because of the way he grabs his gadgets. It's like they sent him to prison for that. I think they lost that case.
Secret Squirrel reported American political figures because they were communists. There we go. That's exactly it. He was totally a McCarthyist spy type.
Isn't that what the show was about?
I mean, it wasn't that politically charged, but
But you know, Reba.
yeah. But like, yeah, I mean, Secret Squirrel. You know, Ronald Reagan as an actor grew to power because he like published this list of all these Hollywood people he worked with that he was accusing of being communists. I think Secret Squirrel did that with other Hanna-Barbera characters, got them investigated. That's how he became bigger later on in the Hanna-Barbera canon.
Is that why we don't hear about like foofur anymore?
That's what he went for Snagglepuss.
Yeah, he went for Snagglepuss. He accused Snagglepuss of being communist.
Of course
He
he would.
accused.
Of course he goes straight for the gay
He
one.
accused the Smurfs. Of course, he accused the Smurfs for their way of life. Foofur was not a communist. Foofur is just.
He is blue. So it's like the opposite.
Oh, he's a Joe Biden voter. We can't
Wait,
do
hold
this.
on. Wait, hold
We can't
on.
do this bit.
No, I think we should. All right.
No, we can't do this.
Welcome to our second in a row 3-hour episode.
Yogi Bear forgot to vote. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. Okay.
No, keep going. Don't worry.
Secret Scroll is just he was one of those one of those Joseph McCarthy types. So he just died. But we can't go into political leanings of Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Not here. No, we have like I don't know how much time we have left.
We have like 2 minutes left.
No.
Oh shoot!
What?
You keep doing this?
Oh my god!
Seep, are you okay?
Deep?
Seep?
Hello?
Deep?
You okay?
You okay?
No, it's them. Next one, you know, Matt and Trey Parker are like they're speaking.
Deep, are you
I'm actually like worried.
Yeah.
Uh,
Seep?
Deep?
Does anyone have Seep's number?
why did Foofur just flicker? Sorry.
I can hear
Hold on.
Deep like making noises. Are you there?
I can't tell if this is a bit.
Seep.
Deep?
This is a way to end a podcast. Oh, were the Beatles in like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon?
Surprisingly, no.
But
The
then what was
Beatles-
that show? The Beatles cartoon.
That was by some other production company in Britain.
Deep, are you?
But yeah, I'm more of a. What's
You okay?
Seep? You alright?
I hear him moving around.
rustling?
You-
Yeah, he's a rustling.
Seep?
Yep.
Yeah, that was Seep.
He's making noises. He's a rustling, but
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I gotta be frank here. I kind of screwed up.
What happened?
I just
Are you
fell.
okay?
That was a bad one. I'm fine, but like everything like fell off my desk.
What
Oh.
happened?
I could have smashed something there. I just fell backwards in my chair.
Were
It's
you
like my desk. What?
Were you like leaning back?
I was leaning back. My like chair was like pulling my desk.
Oh.
you're
and
trying to
so
wake up.
I just tumbled over there.
Why did it take you so long to say anything?
Was your mic disconnected? You had to readjust it?
Oh
Seep?
god, Sleep's dead again.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Is
You
my
said-
mic on?
You sound like you're very small on the floor right now.
Hold on.
Okay, so I saw on the stream as Seep was dying, Foofur like cut out for a moment, then cut back in, and then Goober cut out, then cut back in.
Did he do this?
Did you
Wait.
adjust the image settings? Why did they flicker out for a moment?
Well, I did he do that?
Yeah, Foofur flickered out for
It
a
was-
bit, and then flickered back in, and I don't. As we were wondering about Seep, I was like, "Wait, did he do that?"
Matt and Trey Parker sent Foofur to take out Seep first.
They ran really quick at like the speed of light, and then they went back. So what were you asking? Like, what were you asking me? I couldn't hear. I like disconnected for a second.
What could you fight on the spot from Hanna-Barbera?
No, not that.
No, I was
Hannah
just
was
asking, like, why did it take you so long to say anything? We just heard you rustling around for, like, a really long time.
Oh, well, because, you know, I don't think you know how bad that, but I didn't break anything, but, like, I could have. Like, I had to, like, get my monitor back up. I didn't know you could, like, hear me. I thought my microphone was just unplugged. It did get unplugged. Oh my god.
That literally felt like that Germa clip where he falls down the stairs.
Like, on purpose?
Hey, where's Foofur?
What?
Whoa.
Foofur?
Foofer's gone!
Foofer
Foofer and
we
Goofer are
gotta end the
gone!
show. We gotta get. I don't feel safe here anymore. We gotta get out of here. Like, this is clearly we've gotten enough like Scooby Doo.
Yeah, this is like.
All right, everyone, say goodbye.
Bye!
Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming on our
Thanks
show,
for
Hannah.
watching. Thank you for having me.
Rosa Moon Voice channels. Thank you for being on. Good night, everybody.
Where's Rosa? Hello? What? Where'd she move? She can't hear us. Why am I screaming at her?